Great loans now come standard, so when you need the right loan or even a reverse mortgage, pick up the phone and call Scott at 435-619-8080 today.
At Intermountain Sports Performance, we've been training athletes from Logan to St. George for over 20 years. We guarantee your athlete will improve speed, agility, explosive power, and reduce the risk of injury while working with the most qualified team in all of Utah. Call 435-251-2299 to find the location nearest you.
State Bank of Southern Utah appreciates the community again, voting us the best bank in the Best of Southern Utah contest. Come see why your friends and neighbors voted State Bank the best bank and the best mortgage lender in Southern Utah. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Whatever temperatures this summer brings, your Bryant dealer is ready to help. Your dealer is backed by outstanding products from one of the industry's most trusted names, Bryant. Find your local dealer at Bryant.com. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Appliance Wholesalers Plus are the playmakers in the appliance business. Need new appliances? Then stop by their showroom and save money and buy right from the distributors at AWP. They are open to the public across the freeway from the Bloomington Walmart. And stay tuned for the AWP Playmaker of the Game.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you can still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Cheesesteak?
grill.
Grill right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
Create your own relaxing, comfortable space. Boulevard Home offers the guaranteed best and more. And buy with no interest financing. Shop Boulevard Home, because home is who we are.
Hi, this is Luke with Udine Associates, your local insurance agency. We at Udine Associates have the backing of American Family Insurance and Works in Southern Utah. We are your neighbors. We want to help. Give us a call today for a free insurance review to make sure you are properly protected. Call Udine Associates.
It's hard to keep you and your vehicle cool during summer, but with Tint World's extended summer sale, they can not only make it feel cool with high-quality tints, but they can make it look cool too by creating a custom wrap. So come check out Tint World on Riverside and see how their team can make you and your vehicle feel cool, look cool, and sound cool.
From bold statements to subtle compliments, Wilkinson's House of Lighting will help you more fully enjoy all the different spaces in your home. Stop in and see what's new at Wilkinson's House of Lighting, a proud sponsor of Region 10 Athletics.
Red Rock Real Estate has over 200 professional realtors in the St. George area that specialize in the local market. Whether you're buying your dream home, looking for an investment property, or want to sell your home for the highest amount, the Red Rock Real Estate team is here to assist you. Get started now by visiting redrockrealestate.com. Relatives coming to visit, not enough room, or maybe you're looking to host a family reunion and need a house with a pool. Well, Red Rock Vacation Rentals has got you covered. From 2-bedroom condos to 10-bedroom luxury homes, they truly have something for everyone. Plan your perfect getaway or staycation. Visit stgeorgeutahvacationrentals.com.
Hi, this is Luke with Udine Associates, your local insurance agency. We at Udine Associates have the backing of American Family Insurance and Works in Southern Utah. We are your neighbors. We want to help. Give us a call today for a free insurance review to make sure you are properly protected. Call Udine Associates.
Buckle up, Region 9 football fans. I'm Craig Bowerjack. Holbrook Asphalt has agreed to buy fans a Holbrook Asphalt Big Score dessert at Yogurtland right after the game when your team scores 25 points or more. And I'll see you there.
Say hello to Scott Gibson at Intercap Lending. Great loans now come standard, so when you need the right loan or even a reverse mortgage, pick up the phone and call Scott at 435-619-8080 today. Scooter's Coffee and Herkin is the best way to start your day or get you through your day. From breakfast sandwiches to cinnamon rolls to amazing smoothies and, of course, coffee from amazing people served amazingly fast. Anytime is a good time to sip and smile Scooter's Coffee. 715 West State Street in Herkin, open 7 days a week.
Everyone loves local sports and, of course, loves ice cream. And the best ice cream on the planet is Handel's Homemade Ice Cream. Open late every day of the week with dozens of delicious flavors. So after your favorite team wins, head over to Handel's to celebrate with locations in St. George, Layton, and Woods Cross.
Whatever temperatures this summer brings, your Bryant dealer is ready to help. Your dealer is backed by outstanding products from one of the industry's most trusted names, Bryant. Find your local dealer at Bryant.com. Bryant, whatever it takes.
It's time for the Tailgate Show inside Region 9, built by Bucks Ace Hardware and presented by Finley Subaru and Fabulous Freddy's, and comprehensive breaking down, getting you ready for kickoff. And now, here's the Fan Sports Network sports team.
Well, it's been over 270 days since Desert Hills last played a football game, and that was in a state championship down at Utah Tech University, Greater Zion Stadium, and they won it. They beat Crimson Cliffs, and they are the defending state champs, but it's been an off-season filled with changes. Changes to their head coach. Coach Rick Barry takes a defensive coordinator position at Southern Virginia. Brighton is a team they will meet tonight, a 5A school out of Region 6, a 9-2 season. Last year they lost in the season opener to Desert Hills 28-21, and we welcome you in to our pregame show built by Bucks Ace Hardware, also presented by Finley Subaru and our friends at Fabulous Freddy's. I'm Devin Dixon, joined by Connor Collins, Dusty Allen producing the video stream tonight. You can watch this game on the fansportsnetwork.com or KSLSports.com. And we've got Spencer Rodak back manning the Finley Hyundai studios. And excitement, the offseason, the summer, the weightlifting, the 7-on-7s, the camps, all that matters right now is we're moments away from kicking off this football season, CC. And excitement is sky high for the Bengals of Brighton and the Thunder of Desert Hills.
Yeah, this is going to be a good game, but we got some other good games going on around. I got us a little update here. It looks like 19-0 is the score right now. Springville up over Dixie. So Dixie a little bit behind the gun now. That game probably getting close to the end of the second half, or getting into that second half there.
Yeah, that was a 5 o'clock kickoff because Springville got a new field and new lights, and the lights were not finished. So they started that game at 5 o'clock. And so right now the Flyers, no points right now for Coach Munker's offense. Of course, brand new quarterback over there for the Flyers, a move-in. Brock is a guy that came from Skyridge, if I'm not mistaken, and first ever start, and no points yet, but that game is not a final score. We'll see if the Flyers can put some points on the board here, and we'll keep you updated. All of our updates of all the games across the state and Region 9 brought to you by Nets on Fire, building champions on and off the court. You start to look at these two teams, and all eyes will be on Bo Wall. Bo Wall started 4 games last year when Noah Fuatololo, who graduated, got hurt, and Bo did a great job. He came in as a sophomore, looked poised, obviously had playmakers around him, and he did his job and kind of kept the momentum rolling until Fuatololo was able to come back and then lead them to the state championship. But now it's Bo's show. He does have pressure. Garrett Grondell, a transfer over from Hurricane, we heard reports that pushed him in camp, but this is Bo's team, and Bo is going to be the guy. But will we see 2 quarterbacks play tonight? We don't know. Sam Stevens, the offensive coordinator, kind of keeping things close to the vest. If Bo plays well, I'd expect it to be Bo throughout the season. This kid is athletic, strong, very confident, and he's got a lot of playmakers like Javian Cummings, like Titan, another Titan. They went from Titan Morris to Titan Mason, and this kid is supposed to be a heck of a running back.
Yeah, I can't wait to see number 2 get out there on the field. And honestly, we talk about Bo Wall. You said it yourself. He's a good athlete. That guy can give you a little bit in the RPO game. Now you got to kind of pay attention. Maybe he could take it himself if you play man coverage and everybody drops back. Who's going to be that extra man to pay attention to the quarterback? Are you going to leave a spy? Are you going to have somebody contain? That's the type of things now that defensive coordinators up in the booth are going to have to be thinking about when they're trying to scheme up against a guy like Bo Wall.
Yeah, no question about it. Coach Taps comes in for Coach Barry. Coach Barry is watching us tonight. Shout out to Coach Rick Barry, as well as Titan Morris, who is actually playing for Coach Barry. Remember, he was going to go out to the RMAC, and he switched and going out to Southern Virginia to run the ball for Coach Barry and Coach Joe Dupay. So shout out to the former coach and former player of the Thunder as we close in on kickoff here. This defense for Desert Hills was a top 5 defense in 4A last year. Well, can they be a top 3 defense this year with now 13 more teams in 4A after the reclassification? You know, Brighton's in Region 6. They're a 5A school, but a lot of talk around the realignment because we doubled in size in 4A. So it's going to be a lot more competitive for the 4A this year, which everybody we've talked to, I know you and I included, are a fan of.
Yeah, I think it was nice. You know, there's nothing wrong with some of those teams. You know, we talked about Pineview going at 0-9 and still making it into the playoffs and things like that. But again, I I think the more teams you add, the more competitive you make it, the more people who are all battling for that same title, you're going to get A, better games, B, you're going to get better plays, and that's what we're all here showing up on Friday night for.
Worth the price of admission. A guy you're going to hear call his name a lot, Cyrus Polo. He was tabbed as our preseason Region 9 MVP, CC, and you love this kid, getting offers from a lot of big Division I institutes all offseason. Just a junior, and this kid is a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, you said it best, man. Swiss Army knife. Call him a jackhammer. The guy lays the boom when he's playing on defense. You don't know if he's going to come from you at defensive end, if he's going to be coming at you at outside linebacker. I've seen him drop back, Devin, into literally the deep thirds. It looks like he's out there playing safety sometimes. Not to mention the dude will sit there and line up and launch a punt 40 yards down the field. He literally can do it all, and that's what we like to see from these young athletes. Go out there, show what you can do. There's a reason why Cyrus Polu is going to be one of the heaviest kids recruited out of St. George.
We are getting pumped up. A pretty good crowd for the endowment game. Obviously, school hasn't even started yet for Brighton or for Desert Hills, but the Desert Hills sideline is pretty much full. You got about, what, CC, 100 fans making the trip down from Brighton as they have high hopes for their upcoming season. This Brighton team lost to Desert Hills 28-21 in the season opener last year. That was a statewide game on KJazz, and they'd love a little revenge. And Nolan Perry's Power Guide actually has the Bengals as 3-point favorites in this game, and they are picked as the preseason favorites to win Region 6, edging out teams like West and East and Highland and also Alta. Casey Cetera is the head coach. Last year was his first year. How about going 9-2? Pretty good debut for Coach Cetera, and he's got a lot of starters back, including quarterback Jack Johnson, who had 28 passing touchdowns and only 10 interceptions last season.
Yeah, and the guy on the other end of that is going to be that receiver, Nash Matheson. He is a guy who had 1,036 yards on the season, 71 catches, and guess what, Devin? He took 13 of them all the way to the money zone. This is a receiver that you're going to have to pay attention to if I'm Desert Hills. Keep all eyes on this Brighton offense. I mean, I'm telling you, they're going to come at you, Dev. This is a big game. They know that week one, this is going to get them up there in the power rankings. It's going to turn some eyes when it comes to the RPI. This is a big game for Brighton.
And the Desert Hills secondary will be tested because Nash Matheson, you mentioned, back as a starter. Miles Peters, their senior tight end, played a lot last year and started. Easton Smith was a starter, and Donovan Wismer also was a starter. So there should be really good rapport with Jack Johnson with all these playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. Watch for some of the playmakers on defense. They've got some guys that will absolutely fly around, but so does Desert Hills for that matter.
Yeah, you look over at Brighton and you want to talk about the defensive side of the ball, They got a couple guys back there, one in the linebacking core in that front seven. His name, Miles Morgan. He's set to lead the Bengals this year. He was one of those guys who was third in his team for tackles last year. He was a junior. He graduates. He's going to be playing that lead linebacker role. He had 97 total tackles, 13 solos, 2 of those tackled for losses. And then this DB, Jerome Tapasoa, I'm telling you, man, I watched a little bit of his highlights when I started looking him up because I said, hey, this is a guy with 87 total tackles, 19 of them solo, and 3.5 tackles for a loss. I thought I was looking at a Jamal Adams stat line. This guy will come upfield and make a hit.
No, let's hope Jamal Adams can stay healthy for my Seahawks this year. Obviously, opening game across the state was last night, but everybody else going tonight. 7 games in action. Only one is underway. That's Dixie at Springville, and Dixie is trailing at halftime. As you said, our Nets on Fire Region 9 update, 19-0. Everybody else getting ready to kick off. The other games in town tonight. Go over to Pineview High School. They're hosting Logan. We got that game streaming on the fansportsnetwork.com. We're also bringing you the live stream on the website of Crimson and Morgan. And don't sleep on this Morgan Trojan team, but there is a lot of excitement for Crimson playing in the state championship, still Barbin back, and Andy Stokes coming back to reunite with Wayne Alofapo, the head coach, as the offensive coordinator. And that's a team that has a lot of juniors that are now seniors that played a lot of meaningful snaps last year.
Yeah, we got to play them over our media day there, and you got to hear Coach Stokes and Alofapo talk about, hey, you know, we split apart for a little bit, but we always talked about we would get back together. He actually mentioned he was trying to get Coach Alofapo up north with him, but they end up coming back down to Crimson Cliffs, and I think they are set up. I mean, you talk about Desert Hills, you talk about Crimson Cliffs. Those are, I would say, 1A and 1B. Those are the 2 teams right now at the top of the list who are going to be trying to defend this Region 9 title.
We've got lots going on here at Desert Hills as the captains are making their way out to the DH Thunder logo at midfield right now. Of course, there is Cyrus Polu and Stu Talfa. One change for Thunder fans. They probably heard this, but for some of our listening or streaming audience, he has moved to center.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the college recruiting, he's got a lot of offers under his belt already. They're saying, hey, you're going to probably be a guard or a center at the next level. And so the coaching staff, including new head coach, Coach Taps, has said, hey, well, let's move you now.
And I see this all the time. Actually, one of my best friends going through junior college, he was a guy who played left tackle, same position as me, but complete opposite builds. You know, he was probably about 6'4", but 320 pounds, yoked all the way out, big belly, and he was playing tackle. We got to college together. Our coach looked at us. He goes, yeah, we're going to put the 6'8" kid back on the outside, and we'll put this 360-pound dude right back in the middle. And that's what they're looking at, Stu. Now, is he 360 pounds? No, but at 6'1", 6'2" or so, about 280, they're definitely looking at an interior lineman that you're going to develop at this age.
You know, and hey, guys like Nick Saban have been to this campus before, recruiting Penei Sewell, who's the number 7 pick and now playing for the Detroit Lions in the NFL. They've already offered Brock Harris over at Pineview. You kind of feel like the talent is getting better and better. There was 20 years that went by between NFL draft picks. The last guy to be drafted until Penei Sewell was a couple years ago was Doug Jolly, former Dixie Flyer.
Yeah, you got to go back into the record books there for that one. But, I mean, I'm telling you, there's some good kids out here in Region 9 this year. We got a lucky opportunity to see a few of them tonight. Cyrus Polu, Ocean Talfa, Stu Talfa, Bo Wall, Garrett Grandal. I mean, you name them, you can pretty much take a rock, throw it on the field, and hit a guy who's got a shot at playing at the next level.
Our officials tonight have finished up with the coin toss. The captains will head back to their sidelines. The Thunder will go back to run through as they'll come onto the field here. Our referee tonight, Gene Van Orden. Our umpire tonight, Danny Parker. Our linesman, Matt Hershey. Our line judge is Gavin Larkin. And our back judge is Casey Peasley. We are ready to go. Great crew tonight for Brighton, coming off a 9-2 season. Casey Cetera. And, of course, the Thunder defending 4A state champs. And anytime you have a 4A, 5A matchup, as the 5A school, a little pressure on the road, especially when you lost last year. I want to thank some of our great sponsors as we get ready for kickoff. And as always, we'll be teaming up with Holbrook Asphalt again this year. When your team scores 25 points or more, you just head to Yogurtland after the game, and everybody, when you say, hey, I'm here for the big score dessert, gets 5 ounces free yogurt. We've been doing that for years and years and years, and it's good for every Region 9 team. So take advantage of that. We're going to be looking for our Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker Play of the Game. We'll be keeping track of the score for you on the Wilkinson scoreboard tonight. And we'll also name our Player of the Game, brought to you by Hearst Ace Hardware. The pink and the smoke and the Thunder have taken the field, and we are moments away from kickoff. We're going to step aside, take a 60-second timeout. When we come back, we'll wrap up the pregame show built by Bucks Ace Hardware, as well as Finley Subaru and Fabulous Freddy's Car Wash. Stay with us. Thunder and Bengals coming up on The Fan.
Hey, it's Sheldon Demke. Check out the latest episode of What's on the Menu, a behind-the-scenes tour of local restaurants. We'll see some of their favorite dishes and get an inside look on how these dishes are prepared. Check out this week's episode at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab.
Adams Wealth Advisory is a financial planning firm that is combined with an investment firm to provide the best possible outcomes for our clients.
I always believe if you're intentional with your financial plan, things are going to work out really well for you.
Visit AdamsWealthAdvisors.com or call 752-1702 to schedule a time with an advisor today.
Check out this week's edition of TGIF on stgeorgenews.com. TGIF is your weekend adventure guide to all the fun and exciting things going on in Southern Utah this weekend. Find this week's edition at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab. Have a blast this weekend.
It's easy to find what you're looking for from people that know their stuff. Bucks Ace Hardware, 3 locations in St. George. At Dino Crossing, Santa Clara, and in Hurricane, think Bucks.
Want competitive rates and exceptional service? Then say hello to Scott Gibson at Intercap Lending. Great loans now come standard, so when you need the right loan or even a reverse mortgage, pick up the phone and call Scott at 435-619.
All right, we're back here, pregame show, and Devin Dixon, Connor Collins, and both teams are getting lined up. I think we're going to have our national anthem here. Mark Musgrave, PA announcer, also works for us on the Fan Sports Network, getting everybody going here. We're moments away from the kickoff, so we're going to probably take another break here as we get you ready for the Thunder and the Bengals. And a lot of excitement building for this one.
Region 9 action in tonight's Boulevard home game of...
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you could still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's steak.
Whatever temperatures this summer brings, your Bryant dealer is ready to help. Your dealer is backed by outstanding products from one of the industry's most trusted names, Bryant. Find your local dealer at Bryant.com. Bryant, whatever it takes.
State Bank of Southern Utah appreciates the community again, voting us the best bank in the Best of Southern Utah contest. Come see why your friends and neighbors voted State Bank the best bank and the best mortgage lender in Southern Utah. Member FDIC.
Need new appliances? Then stop by their showroom and save money and buy right from the distributors at AWP. Across the freeway from Walmart. And stay tuned for the AWP Playmaker of the Game.
It's time for Region 9 action in tonight's Boulevard home game of the week on the Fan Sports Network.
Great rendition of our national anthem. Devin Dixon, Connor Collins with you as we close in on kickoff. And it feels like it was just yesterday we were doing the baseball state playoffs, but the summer comes and goes and we're back to football. And the state of Utah does kick off their football season a little earlier than other states. And here we are. It is actually a partly cloudy day, but temperatures are not quite triple digits. Temperatures probably triple digits, probably that 112 to 115 range. But I think it was about 98 the high today, so not as hot as it could be tonight. We'll have to see if there's any cramping or hydration issues tonight. And one or two keys, CC, that you think are going to be important tonight. I think season one, game one, I think red zone chances. Whoever can get in that Red Rock Real Estate red zone and take advantage of their red zone opportunities, get an early lead, play from the lead might be a big key. What else do you deem as important tonight?
Special teams, man. Special teams can't go unforgot about. And, you know, last year we saw, I think it was Jonathan Bibiano, the kicker for Dixie, really actually make that team the extra notch come at the end of the year. Tonight, I know we talked about Cyrus Polo being the punter, but Mason Crowell is no longer going to, or Kona Crowell is no longer going to be the kick returner. So who's going to be that guy to get you some juice as the game starts off? It looks like right now it's going to be Javian Cummings and Cyrus Polo back there set to receive. So hopefully one of those two gets a shot to give us a nice little juice to start this game off.
I like that call, special teams, and we'll see if anybody can come up with a big blocked punt or a kick return. We'll see as we are ready to kick it off tonight. Bengals will kick off. Thunder will receive. The ball is end over end on the ground, fielded at the 15-yard line. Up the middle, nice little hole, dancing to the outside, and has a lot of room. Here goes Trey Horton down the left sideline across midfield and finally taken out of bounds at the Brighton 38-yard line. And Desert Hills will set up shop with excellent field position.
And hold on, Devin, was that a ding, ding, ding right on the look at that, special teams, and now you're already at the opposing 35, 40-yard line and you just started the game? That's what the importance of special teams is. You're looking at a red zone opportunity within 20, 15 yards.
Yep.
This is big time.
Here comes Bo Wall, junior quarterback. Where's number 3? Going to go out of the gun, it appears, on first down. He's got his new running back sidecar to his right. Brock Mason, and I believe that's Brock Mason. I can't see the number here. The black jerseys for the Thunder with the gold. Those are probably a little warmer with the sunshine. One big rule change this year is that holding calls are now a spot foul, from the line of scrimmage and not a spot foul. So we'll keep an eye on that. And the overtime rules have changed in high school. Read option and up the middle and a big gaping hole. 10, 5, touchdown Thunder. They don't need the red zone. They get the touchdown. touchdown. Are you kidding me? Cache Valley Bank touchdown. Titan Mason on his first carry as a Thunder player goes to the barnyard to boogie.
I mean, what are you going to say, man? We talk about two key components, right, to start off the game. We go special teams. You get all the way down in one run from the guy you talk about, Titan Morris, and he cribs it to the house. Look at the blocks. The guard pulling around, cleaning the end, absolutely
untouched.
There's the open sea.
Untouched there. And right off Taufa, Jerem Wilkins, Bundy and company, all doing a great job. And this offensive line is a really good offensive line as the Thunder PAT is up and good. And just like that, they have the 7-0 lead on the Wilkinson scoreboard. Phenomenal start for the Thunder. And I want to remind you, Wilkinson's voted best lighting store in Southern Utah and the best of awards 5 years in a row. We're going to keep it right here for the opening touches for the Brighton Bengals. But that long trip down, I heard Brighton's bus got a flat tire. Not too far from Brighton High School, but they had to get another bus, unload, get on the other bus, and then obviously got down here in plenty of time. But I don't think that's what they were scripting in their mind to start this game.
No, I don't think they were talking about the flat tire to get the bus rolling, and I don't think they were talking about a kick return and a run up the gut to start it off. But you know what, Brighton? That's what you find yourself in. Now, how are you going to find yourself out of it, right? You got to get a way to battle your way out. But this is a good chance to see Desert Hills defense, the state championship defense that we watched last year, step up.
Drive summary brought to you by Tent World. It was a one-play, 38-yard touchdown run. Come see how your vehicle can look cool, feel cool, and even sound cool. Yeah, they got speakers for your vehicles. Visit their new showroom at Tent World on Riverside Drive today. Probably the quickest drive summary in the entire state of Utah tonight.
I mean,
already
we'll
one-play drive.
We'll see. We can go the other way right now with Brighton, but yeah, you talk about it. One play, one score. That's how you do things. If you could get it your way, every way.
Kick goes into the end zone for the touchback off the foot of Tristan John. He's back. Kicked last year and back to kick. Good kick. And so Brighton will have to set up shop 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Already now trailing 7-0. Again, we're keeping tabs. One Region 9 football team already underway. That's Dixie. They were trailing 19-0 at half. They have scored. It's 27-7. So down by 20. About 4 minutes left in the third quarter. That update brought to you by Nets on Fire. Movement. And it looked like a couple Thunder players went in the neutral zone. And this might be a 5-yard offsides call.
Yeah, that was Davis Olson and Ocean Talfa there. A couple of those guys we talked about up front to pay attention to. Just a little bit too hasty jumping at the snap there. But that's good by Brighton to come down into another person's house and say, hey, you guys are ramped up and excited. Let's take advantage of that.
Ocean Talfa might not get as much talk as Stu Talfa, but boy, oh boy, this kid has oodles of talent. He was just a freshman last year.
Yeah, give it a year or two, and we're going to be talking about him the same way as brother. I mean, guy just here sets the edge, plays against that tackle perfectly, and goes and makes the tackle on the running back.
Mason Herdle with the carry, and good enough to move the chains, and it'll be a nice run for a Finley Subaru first down. After that 5 yards offsides, didn't have much to get. Polu dancing around on that right end position. And now the Bengals will reset. Spread offense, wearing the white jerseys with the blue, almost Clemson-esque helmets. And a run again to Hartle, and they'll blow it dead. Movement again in the trenches. And I think Desert Hills might have jumped again.
Yeah, like I said, you know, you're coming out. Yeah, exactly. Another encroachment play. Oh, now it looks like that's number 17, Koluafo, who's coming off. Banged up there. Now, coach just had him take a seat on the field. Looks like it's going to be number 35, Lucas Tafoa, who's going to come in for him.
Yeah, and only a junior. Kolu, one of those linebackers, and
looked like he was grabbing at his lower leg, maybe his ankle, high ankle sprain. I don't know. I mean, clearly looks a little shaken up here.
So injury timeout on the field. Desert Hills leading 7-0 after a great kick return. Set up a Titan Mason 38-yard touchdown run on their first play from scrimmage. And now the Bengals, after a couple offsides, have 1st and 5 from their own 36-yard line. And Afalo is getting some help there. training staff, Intermountain Sports Medicine staff out there to take a look. Appreciate our play-by-play tonight, brought to you by Intermountain Sports Performance. They train local athletes. There is no off-season. Speed, agility, sport-specific training. Learn more, Intermountain Sports Performance. Locations from Logan all the way down to St. George. 5 statewide locations to be exact.
All right, let's keep an eye out now for Lucas Tafoe. This is a guy now coming in with Koala coming out a little banged up. We have a possible sub of the game already. The guy coming in, see if he can get himself a couple tackles on opening out.
One of the players that will go both ways for the Thunder is your safety, Javian Cummings, receiver and safety. But not many guys going both ways, at least on this opening possession. Hartle, good run up the middle, pushes past the line to gain, and that'll be another Findlay Subaru first down for the Bengals.
Yeah, that was a nice physical run there by Hartle. He goes right up into the gut of the offensive line and gets himself a couple extra yards at the end, dragging a couple Thunder guys.
Mason Hartle is 6'1", 185-pound running back, and they'll give it to him again, and this time about a 3-yard gain. Yeah, well, they're going to only give him 2 there to the 44. A couple Thunder players there to help converge on the stop. It'll be interesting to see, after the preseason, 3 weeks basically of preseason, who in Region 9 will have the stout defense, and obviously only time will tell, but this Thunder front seven in the secondary, they want to improve on a top 5 defense last year in 4A. First throw of the game, Jack Johnson down the sideline and in and out of the hands, and it's incomplete down at about the 23-yard line.
Yeah, good cover there by Jake Alberts, but I'll tell you what, that looked like a pretty ball from Jake Johnson coming out of his hand there, so great job to get the pass break up, but I hope that keeps Desert Hills on their toes. They know that Brighton's not scared to take some shots.
Hunter Clark has switched numbers this year. He's wearing number 1. He's your free safety, and I believe Cummings is your other safety. You do have some new cornerbacks this year, a couple that have some experience from last year. And on the near sideline is Riker Tuckness. He's a guy that does have some experience at the cornerback position. Jake Alberts is a guy that didn't play a lot of varsity last year. Right up the middle, they set up the screen. Hartle with the catch, and he's going to get a first down across midfield, driven out of bounds, down around the 46-yard line, and 1st and 10 Bengals. They're moving it here, trailing 7-0. Take a look at the replay for our streaming audience.
Yeah, at one point or another, if you're that defensive line, you got to understand, hey, why does it feel like I'm getting upfield a little bit too easy? That's probably because they're letting you. You got to see that screen develop and get out there on the perimeter, try to make sure you make that tackle and rally to the ball.
10 minutes left on the clock here in the first quarter. Run up the middle again, breaking tackles, and nice little run this time for the first time tonight. Bo LaFleur with the carry, a 6-foot sophomore, about 181 pounds, and he picks up 9, CC.
Yeah, and Brighton's kind of having their way right now on the ground. We saw them already hit a nice trap up the field. We saw now a nice little power run. They're starting to get their way with Desert Hills defensive front.
So 2nd down and 1. And they're going to play action, throw, pressure comes, little pass down in the flat, caught, and down the sideline, but he stepped out of bounds.
That was close there.
Number 85, that's Miles Peters, the 6'4" tight end, one of the returning starters on offense from last year for Coach Sotera.
And out here that these coaches, they're going to do everything to get to their playmakers. 6'4" tight end, they're going to try to feed that all night long.
7-0 our score. Titan Mason with the 38-yard touchdown run.
It looks like Eric Albrechts is coming over to the side, drive heaving, or I think he took a shot to the chest, or he's got something coming up here.
Let's take a 30-second timeout. 30-second timeout. Timeout's brought to you by Udy & Associates. Luke Udy, American Family Insurance. We'll be right back.
We are Utah's financial outfitter, and we're here when it's time for your business to climb higher. Cache Valley Bank, mountains await. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
6560511.
All right, well, the rules in the UHSAA rule book are that if there is lightning in the area, then you have a mandatory 30-minute delay, and we had a strike, we were just told, within 5 miles of the stadium. So they are clearing the field as we welcome you back to Desert Hills. Brighton was driving, had a little momentum, but Desert Hills leading 7-0, and we're going to have a lengthy delay here, CC.
Yeah, now that's not only killer for Brighton, but, you know, now Desert Hills, you just got warmed up. You came out, had that really good offensive drive to start the game off. Go back into the locker room. You're going to have to repeat this whole process. So it is what it is. It's the rules, and got to do it with whatever Mother Nature provides with us.
So let's do this for our streaming audience and our radio audience. We're going to take just a quick 2-minute timeout, and we'll keep it here for the live stream. What we might try to do is pop over to one of the other games going on. Of course, here in town and streaming on the fansportsnetwork.com tonight, we have Crimson, who is hosting Morgan. Caden Formaster is at that game. And, of course, the other game, Logan at Pineview. So those games on the fansportsnetwork.com. Maybe we'll get you a little radio bonus coverage of those games. But let's take a 2-minute timeout. All of a sudden, with 9 minutes and 20 seconds left still in the first quarter, we were just getting warmed up and getting going. We've got a 30-minute lightning delay. So we'll step aside, 2-minute timeout, and be right back.
We love giving back to our community, and over the years, we have provided vehicles for families in need, supported local charities, and helped train our first responders. Dealer Collision, your place for collision repair.
Everyone loves local sports and, of course, loves ice cream. And the best ice cream on the planet is Handel's Homemade Ice Cream. Open late every day of the week with dozens of delicious flavors. So after your favorite team wins, head over to Handel's to celebrate with locations in St. George, Layton, and Woods Cross.
Did you know that St. George News has a new app? Download the St. George News app today and stay up to date on everything happening in Southern Utah. Get instant notifications on news, weather, sports, and more. Download the app today and get your local news now.
As a local business owner, it's important to get the word out about your business. More people equals more revenue for you. Get your business in front of over 160,000 people in Southern Utah each week with St. George News. Contact St. George News
From
today.
amazing people, served amazingly fast. Anytime is a good time to sip and smile Scooter's Coffee. 715 West State Street in Hurricane, open 7 days a week.
It's time for Region 9 action in tonight's Boulevard home game of the week on the Fan Sports Network.
Yeah, we are back live at Desert Hills. You know, this happens from time to time, safety first. And so some of the fans have exited these stands. The players, of course, all had to get off the field, but a lot of the fans are slow to exit. But we are now about 25 minutes left in the lightning delay. Now, if there is another strike, then that clock resets. So the good news is that in Southern Utah, usually it passes through relatively quickly here in the big desert bowl that we live in. Beautiful country, but obviously these summer storms do happen, CC.
Yeah, and you know, like I said, you got to take what you can with Mother Nature. You know, you don't get to dictate the weather, and it is what it is. But I got to go back to it, man. Brighton was really rolling down the field. It looked like they were in a position to go out there and kind of tie this game up, and I think that would have been big. But now both teams are going to have to go back into the locker room. They're probably going to lock up a little bit as far as, your legs, your arms. I've been in that situation, and every time I've played, Devin, and we've had to go to a delay, I've never liked it. Never once have I been like, oh, yes, this delay's saved our butt. It's always been, man, right in the middle of getting something going, right as this drive is building up, right as we started feeling a little juice. So I kind of feel for Brighton. But if you're a Thunder fan, you're looking at this and kind of thinking, whoo, we just got a Mother Nature timeout, right? Yeah. They were rolling on us, and we didn't know what we were going to do to stop it. But here we are. So this is a good chance for Desert Hills to kind of reset.
Yeah, no question about it. All right, let's get you some Nets on Fire. It's now 27-7. Last report, Springville is beating Dixie in this game. This game is probably somewhere in the start of the fourth quarter. It was a 75-yard kick return by Lucido Bennett for the Flyers. So they don't have an offensive touchdown, but they do have a special teams touchdown, the only score of the game so far for the Flyers.
You know what I say, man, special teams, it never goes unforgotten. But, hey, that's big time. I'm excited to see how that's going to play out. Some of the other region scores going on right now, it looks like, what is that, Granger and Corner Canyon 7-0? So,
Yep. Of course, that is noteworthy because Wilson, Zach Wilson, his little brother,
Isaac Wilson,
who already committed to the Ute, so I'm sure a lot of Ute fans going to be watching Corner.
Coach Peterson
Canyon.
should get on that one.
6-0 Westlake leading Weber. Roy and American Fork just getting going, tied 7-7. No score yet between Tempview and Sky Ridge. Box Elder leads Kern 7-0. Summit Academy and Taylorsville tied 7-7. Woods Cross leading West Jordan 7-0. Ridgeline, of course, we've gotten to know Ridgeline quite well in Region 9, and they have not yet got an update on the game. They're at Bonneville tonight playing the Lakers. Northridge leads Murray 7-0. And any other score? Bear River leads Cedar Valley. The Bear River Bears up 8-0 in that one. Wasatch and Park City. Of course, Park City is now a 4A school.
Yeah, we might have a chance at seeing them come some postseason action here. So Park City, we'll keep an eye out.
Playing Wasatch. 6 minutes left in the first quarter. That's a tie game, 7-7. Skyview has, with 6:29 left in the first quarter, a 7-0 lead over Salem Hills. Grantsville, the Cowboys, in Provo, taking on the Bulldogs. And Provo is trailing Grantsville right now 7-0. Richfield scores first. That game up in Cedar City tonight. The Reds lost a lot of close games last year. They were picked 5th or 6th, depending on which preseason poll you looked at in Region 9. But Richfield, the Wildcats, have the 7-0 lead early on in the first quarter, about halfway through it.
Yeah, and Cedar City, one of the few teams returning their quarterback here out of Region 9, and that's going to be Coden Lund. Got a lot of expectations there. JT Jeter, the son of the new SUU men's basketball coach, also joining that team. So there's a little bit of intrigue there to see what happens with the Reds this season as well.
Yep. Now we know, if you were listening to 99.5 earlier on our radio side, we had our transmitter get hit down by a power outage and lightning. So if you missed a little of our pregame show, we are back up now. Be within 5 miles of Desert Hills, and for us to be in stoppage time here, so to speak.
So for everyone who's listening, just so you know, this is all real-time live. You can't control the weather, and sometimes you got to deal with it in the studio, and sometimes you got to deal with it on the field. And both times here tonight, but we're taking care of business this pregame show, or I guess, what do we call this, first quarter show now? Almost a halftime report? We're going to keep it rolling while we can, but excited to see what happens. Hopefully we don't have any more lightning strikes. That way we can get this rolling and not worry about resetting this clock here.
Couple other scores. Mountain Crest is hosting Hurricane. The link to watch that game is up on the fansportsnetwork.com right now. Mountain Crest has scored first. They lead 7-0 over the Hurricane Tigers. And Pineview has the early lead. Pineview was 0-9 last year, CC. They're playing Logan tonight, and I'm seeing Pineview on top 6-0, so must have missed the PAT if my statistics in. 7-6 Logan has taken the lead. Logan just scored, and so now Pineview trails by 1, but they did miss the PAT.
But Pineview, like you said, they're just trying to get themselves back on track. We looked over Nolan Perry's guide this morning, and we had Paul do the line. I believe he was a little off on this. Pineview's actually the favorite in this game over Logan, so hopefully they can go out there, get a win. Hey, anytime you go winless the year before and you start the next season with a win, it's instantly a mood gratifier. You look into the locker room and everybody's morale has already jumped up a level.
So Crimson, that game against Morgan has not started yet. They got out for the coin flip, and then the lightning hit over there. We got a 7-0 game here. Desert Hills scored so quick. They had a great kick return, and then Titan Mason took it from 38 yards in for the touchdown on the first play from scrimmage. So Crimson has not started yet, but Pineview is playing football right now.
No, they're not. Lightning delay just declared at Pineview with 4:26 on the first clock.
Okay, so it's moving through everywhere here.
We're down and out, fellas.
Yep. So we'll try to get you a Snow Canyon Stansbury score when we come back. Well, let's take a 3-minute timeout. 3-minute timeout. Spencer back in the Finley studios. Dusty, our TV producer. We're going to catch our breath here, and then we will continue to get you score updates and hopefully get closer to returning to action here. Let's hope that it moves through rather quickly. But again, right now, 7-0 Thunder on the Wilkinson scoreboard in a lightning delay. They lead the Brighton Bengals on the Fan Sports Network.
Hey, it's Sheldon Demke. Check out the latest episode of What's on the Menu, a behind-the-scenes tour of local restaurants. We'll see some of their favorite dishes and get an inside look on how these dishes are prepared. Check out this week's episode at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab.
Adams Wealth Advisory is a financial planning firm that is combined with an investment firm to provide the best possible outcomes for our clients.
I always believe if you're intentional with your financial plan, things are going to work out really well for you.
Visit AdamsWealthAdvisors.com or call 752-1702 to schedule a time with an advisor today.
Check out this week's edition of TGIF on stgeorgenews.com. TGIF is your weekend adventure guide to all the fun and exciting things going on in Southern Utah this weekend. Find this week's edition at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab. Have a blast this weekend.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you can still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
First Ace Hardware is conveniently located in St. George on the corner of Bluff Street and St. George Boulevard with 30,000 square feet of lawn and garden, paint, tools, fabrics, sporting goods, and the most complete nut and bolt section in town. First General Store, the Big Ace store on Bluff and on Main in Cedar City.
We are Utah's financial outfitter, and we're here when it's time for your business to climb higher. Cache Valley Bank, mountains await. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Boulevard home game of the week on the Fan Sports Network.
Well, I forgot to set my stopwatch. Dusty, did you set a stopwatch? Did you know when the lightning delay happened? We are...
I got this, guys. If you couldn't tell, I'm actually a meteorologist. I'm able to examine the clouds. It looks like we got approximately another 20 minutes of delay.
Okay. I was hoping for less, but we'll go with that, Mr. Meteorologist. I like that. Hey, Boulevard Home, our title sponsor, making your house a home for over 40 years. We got so many great people, some sponsors that are helping us out this year. Fabulous Freddy's, Finley Subaru, Bucks Ace Hardware. Rally Stop's our halftime sponsor. Again, we're looking for over 25 points so everybody can get the big score dessert. Compliments of Holbrook Asphalt at Yogurtland after the game. Jason Baum, Equity Home Loans. If we get a long bomb of the game.
If you look around right now, I don't think we're going to be seeing too many of those. It's starting to get pretty windy out here. That ground game that Desert Hill started off with looks like it might come back into play.
Yeah. Excited about Tent World, new sponsor this year, and they'll bring you our drive summaries all year long. And, of course, it was a one-play drive, the only points we have on the scoreboard so far, and that was because a great kickoff return set up shop by the Thunder offense at the 38-yard line, and then, boom, Titan Mason, next play, untouched. I don't think anybody touched him. Great blocking by the big hogs up front.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about it. I think it was number 61. That was Luke. Luke Boley. He came around the end there, and I think it was almost a center trap because he pulls around, guy flies upfield, cleans him right off the block. Titan Morris.
Were you sure it wasn't 51 Stu Taufa?
No, it was 61. It was a guard who came around. I mean, it was a big boy. He had some size on him.
Either way, this is a really good Desert Hills offensive line, as we saw on that one-play drive. Of course, thanks to Mountain Land Supply, featuring Bryant, Southern Utah's premier heating and cooling systems for your home or commercial property. Bryant, whatever it takes. Hearst Ace Hardware, Cache Valley Bank, Red Rock Real Estate. If you're buying or selling, see why so many are choosing Red Rock Real Estate. Also, if you need to rent your house, they have a property management division, or you got company coming to town, you can check out Red Rock Vacation Rentals, up to a 12-bedroom house for a family reunion or a staycation. You ever do a staycation, CC?
I've done a couple of those. I think the Airbnb game out in California, but nothing like Red Rock Vacations out here. You get some of these massive houses where every time you get there, they're always set up to the best expectations. It's made beds, clean rooms, always a fun time, especially like you said, you get some family in there, everybody gets to have a good time, go in the pool. It's always fun.
We're really excited. This is I've been out to Scooter's Coffee on State Street in Hurricane, and it's delicious, and they got great breakfast burritos. I was going out to play Copper Rock a couple of weeks ago, and I went out through and stopped at Scooter's, and then went out and got an early tea time, and it was delicious, and it made me play better too. I swear by that.
I'm a big breakfast burrito guy. You find a good breakfast burrito, you can stand by it. So I'm going to have to go ahead and give Scooters a check out there.
But they're known for their amazing drinks served by amazing people, amazingly fast at Scooters Coffee in Hurricane. Of course, Johnson Pediatric Dentistry. We've got Luke Udy, American Family Insurance, among some of our other great sponsors. House of Jump back with us again this year. Nets on Fire, Dealer Collision, our big hit of the game, State Bank of Southern Utah, Adams Wealth Advisors, Jersey Mike's will name a sub of the game, and of course Intercap Lending, and Handel's Homemade Ice Cream. Get on over there. They're open late on Friday nights till 11 o'clock for a scoop of Handel's Homemade Ice Cream. And I know you got something, but real quick before I forget, tomorrow we'll be broadcasting live on remote from Handel's, and we're helping fill the bus for the Washington County School District with Finley Subaru. And so if you bring any hygiene product, deodorant, toothpaste, anything like that, non-perishable items, if you bring monetary donations, you bring backpacks or pencils or pens or Sharpies, we will give you a free scoop of ice cream. The Fan Sports Network will be there from 3 to 5, but the event goes from 1 to 5 p.m. So if you're doing some last-minute school shopping, stop on by, bring something to donate, and you get a free scoop of ice cream. We're hoping for a big crowd and a lot of donations tomorrow over there at Handel's on Bluff Street.
Yeah, it's been awesome seeing you guys fill out the bus. I saw last week and you guys were down at the Walmart in Bloomington and loaded it up. But Double D, it looks like we got ourselves a little Region 9 update, a score on Dixie. They have gone final, and I have to say it, they've lost that game 37-7, it's looking like from our sources here. So Dixie, unfortunately, getting pretty beat up there by Springville.
Yeah, but you know what? We've seen the Flyers drop that endowment game before in close ones, in overtime. There's been some blowouts, but it's been an all-time 12 or 13 years they've been playing on that opener, and Springville looks like they get that win. But the Flyers always a team that seem to get better and better as the season progresses. Coach Munkers will figure some things out, go to the film room, and they'll be A-OK. But again, in a lightning delay here at Desert Hills High School with the Thunder leading 7-0. We're going to take another 3-minute timeout. When we come back, we're going to check and see if there's been any more strikes, see what kind of update, and try to get you an anticipated restart start time here as the Thunder and the Bengals with 9:20 left on the first quarter clock. A lot of game left in front of us, but we're in a lightning delay. We'll be right back on the Fan Sports Network, streaming on the fansportsnetwork.com, also on KSLSports.com. So if you're listening on radio, heading home for the night, when we get this thing going again, you can pop us up on there and watch this game. But a good crowd here tonight. And, man, if you want to come over to the game, you haven't missed much because we still got 9:20, like I said, left in this first quarter. But, again, 3-minute timeout. We'll try to, when we come back, get you an estimated return to action time from our officials. So stay with us here on The Fan.
Hey, it's Sheldon Demke. Check out the latest episode of What's on the Menu, a behind-the-scenes tour of local restaurants. We'll see some of their favorite dishes and get an inside look on how these dishes are prepared. Check out this week's episode at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab.
Adams Wealth Advisory is a financial planning firm that is combined with an investment firm to provide the best possible outcomes for our clients.
I always believe if you're intentional with your financial plan, things are going to work out really well for you.
Visit AdamsWealthAdvisors.com or call 752-1702 to schedule a time with an advisor today.
Check out this week's edition of TGIF on stgeorgenews.com. TGIF is your weekend adventure guide to all the fun and exciting things going on in Southern Utah this weekend. Find this week's edition at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab. Have a blast this weekend.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you can still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
First Ace Hardware is conveniently located in St. George on the corner of Bluff Street and St. George Boulevard with 30,000 square feet of lawn and garden, paint, tools, fabrics, sporting goods, and the most complete nut and bolt section in town. First General Store, the Big Ace store on Bluff and on Main in Cedar City.
We are Utah's financial outfitter, and we're here when it's time for your business to climb higher. Cache Valley Bank, mountains await. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Whatever it takes.
It's time for Region 9 action in tonight's Boulevard home game of the week on the Fan Sports Network.
Yeah, we're back here at Desert Hills High School. Devin Dixon, Connor Collins. Opening night was last night. Lone Peak winning. Everybody else going tonight. Dixie has went final. We're hearing the Flyers lose to Springville. That was a 5 o'clock kickoff, and we are just wrapping up this lightning delay. Players came back out on the field. There's a mandatory 3-minute warm-up, and so we're probably 2 minutes away from probably Brighton with the football. They were starting to drive before the lightning delay. Desert Hills leading 7-0.
Yeah, they had a good thing going there. You know, they were attacking down the field with that run game. There was a couple traps up the field, and then I think I saw them hit a nice power right before they went into it. But let's see now. You go into the locker room, you sit down, you get off your feet for a little bit. Are you able to now kind of jump back out on the field? It's quick. It's sudden. You only get 3 minutes, but are you able to go back out there and finish off a drive, a strong drive at that?
7-0, and the Thunder, they scored so quick because of the special teams play. They got them down to the 38, and then Titan Mason, the new running back who we heard great things about coming into the season, who is just a junior. Scored that touchdown real quick.
But he was like lightning in a bottle. He took off, and we didn't even get the chance to see any of the skills. I mean, as big as the hole it was that was opened up there by the offensive line, we didn't get to see any trucks. We didn't get to see any stiff arms, no juke moves. I mean, he just pretty much had to carry the ball straight.
You know, the momentum clearly was with the Thunder, but this drive, because of some offsides, maybe a little too much adrenaline for the Thunder defense. Had a couple penalties there, but you don't know who's going to react and how you're going to. You almost have to just treat it like the game's starting over at this point, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, you know, you still look at it. You got the 7-0 lead if you're the Thunder, so you can get a little bit of comfortability there. But at the end of the day, Brighton was moving that ball, and they weren't having a hard time doing it. So you're hoping the Thunder can get back out there. You're hoping that break kind of reset them, got them jolted up, and let's see if that front seven's able to get a little bit of pressure up there on the top or the front five for Brighton.
What else stood out? I know just 9:20 still left in the first quarter clock, so small sample size, but see anything else to watch for as we get closer and closer to resuming play?
Yeah, I mean, we talk a little bit about the defense for the Thunder, and Jake Alberts being one of those newcomers up there, kind of playing cornerback for the first time at this, or at least starting at quarterback for the first time for this Thunder team, and right away they tested him. Jake Johnson shows one, probably I want to say, it was probably about 40 yards down the field to the opposite 20, and Alberts goes up there, makes a great play breaking it up. So I want to see if this Desert Hill secondary, even though they've replaced a lot of people, if they're still able to be up for the challenge that Brighton's going to offer as soon as they decide to start airing that out.
He's Connor Collins. I'm Devin Dixon, and you're listening to the Bengals and the Thunder and watching. And we are close as the Thunder now are heading out there. Defense getting back out there. Ball is going to be at the 26-yard line of Desert Hills. And we'll kind of reset and then go back to live action. Play-by-play tonight brought to you by our friends at Handel's Homemade Ice Cream.
All right, here we go, Double D. Looks like Brighton's lining it up. Jake Johnson getting ready to get the snap, and let's see if they're able to pick back up where they left off.
Yeah, no question. 6'1", 185-pound almost look like into the end zone, but overshot his intended receiver, and that was number 9, the intended receiver, and just overshot Donovan Wismer. Good size though, 6'1", tall receiver, 165-pound.
Looks like that was Alberts again, so that's 2 times now, like you mentioned, Devin. They've tried that deep fade over there on number 4, seeing if they can get something out of him.
And you did mention it, but the wind has picked up a little bit here.
Oh yeah, you can. I mean, you look out at the flag as it's going, but just even at the Desert Hills, what is it called? Trapeze gazebo? I don't even know. It's blowing though.
Play action, and they'll dump it into the flat to the tight end, and he'll make the catch. Miles Peters, big target, 6'4", 220 pounds, and it's right near the line to gain. Looks like he's going to be just a little bit short, and he'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, you know, anytime, like we said, you get a big tight end who's able to make himself available as a quarterback. You just love having a target like that. Now you set up a 3rd and short. Good opportunity for Brighton.
9:10 left in the first quarter. Just resuming action. Into the Red Rock Real Estate red zone go the Brighton Bengals, trailing by a touchdown. Jack Johnson changing the play maybe here.
I was going to say, it looks like they tried to get them to jump off sides. Great play there. I think that's... Who is that? Cyrus Polu or?
No, that's number 27, Ocean Taufa.
Jesus, he got behind that line of scrimmage so freaking fast. I thought he was a blitzer coming through the middle. I mean,
looked like a free safety coming on that blitz, didn't he? And that'll be a 2.5 yard loss. It'll be 4th down, and now decision time for Coach Sutera. Take one more look at Taufa right in the middle.
Yeah, that is a huge play for the Thunder, because now you were looking at a 3rd and short. Maybe they get a new fresh set of downs. Now you got them thinking, hey, do we bring a kicker out? Do we try to go for it? You got them trying to consider some decisions. This is a good place to be in for the Thunder. Great stop by Ocean Taufa.
So what happened is the Brighton Bengals took a timeout, and so they're going to put 10 seconds back on the clock. I think the clock kept running for 10 seconds, and so they'll put 10 seconds on the clock. And now decision time. This would be, you know, right in that 35-yard, 36-yard field goal range, or do you want to try to to go for it on 4th down and a long 3.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tricky situation if I'm Coach Satera here, but, you know, you got a good confidence in your quarterback. You have a couple receivers who are coming back. Nash Matheson, the big tight end that we already talked about, Miles Peters. There's a chance that you decide to go out there and line your offense up. Maybe see if you can get the Thunder to jump. You've already got them to get a couple neutral zone infractions. It looks like they are going to go ahead and bring out the offense. Yeah.
Yep, they're going to stay with the offense here. Jack Johnson, the quarterback, going to go under center, it appears here. Offset I formation, and he is going to play action and throw it, and it's complete, and it's going to be enough for a first down near the 10-yard line. Finally taken down was number 10, Bo LaFleur. Sneaky, well-designed play. He had to kind of thread it between the left side end to complete this pass.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if that wasn't a screen. It was a play action that he kind of invited the defense into his face. Very savvy pass, like you said, getting it off to the side there to number 10, LaFleur. And just a little extra work. Now you got them set up on 1st and goal.
We talked about red zone chances in converting. Well, how about that 4th down conversion to keep this red zone chance alive? Bengals still trail 7-0, but knocking on the door. It'll be 1st and goal from the 10. Handoff and an outside run to the 5. Martle going to go into the end zone. Touchdown, Brighton Bengals. Good piece of blocking up front, and the touchdown by Mason Hartle.
Yeah, and that's what we talked about already. A sophomore who's junior now, a guy that they had a lot of confidence in last year. Man, he sealed that edge, and I saw it from here. The second he saw that crease, he was out of there, Devin.
Yeah, and good block by number 9, Donovan Wismer, to kind of get that final chip block on the outside, and then he raced to the front pylon, and it's a 7-6 football game. Extra point coming up. Try to tie this game up. Extra point brought to you by State Bank of Southern Utah. The hold is down and the kick is up, and it is good. We'll take a 30-second timeout. Haven't settled anything after a lightning delay. Brighton goes right down the field. Huge 4th down conversion, and they have tied this game on the Wilkinson scoreboard 7-7 on the Fan Sports Network.
We love giving back to our community, and over the years, we have provided vehicles for families in need, supported local charities, and helped train our first responders. Dealer Collision, your place for collision repair.
Everyone loves local sports and, of course, loves ice cream. And the best ice cream on the planet is Handel's Homemade Ice Cream. Open late every day of the week with dozens of delicious flavors. So after your favorite team wins, head over to Handel's to celebrate with locations in St. George, Layton, and Woods Cross.
It's time for Game of the Week on the Fan Sports Network.
Brighton set to kick off after tying this game up. I lost track of the drive summary. I'm not going to lie because of the lightning delay. That drive started, I think it was a 4 or 5 plays. There was a couple offsides, and then there was, 6 plays. We'll call it a 10-play, 80-yard drive is my best guess, but I did lose track of that. But our drive summary brought to you by Tent World. I can tell you, Mason Hortle had the 10-yard touchdown run.
Yes, and he had it with some authority as well, like you talked about. Good blocking all around by the Brighton offensive line there. So,
big mistake there. Javian Cummings caught that kick return inside the 3, started to go, slipped, and the knee touched down. And so the Thunder are going to be starting this drive inside their own 5, Connor.
Yeah, and anytime you get your back up against the goal line there, all you're really trying to do at this point if you're the Thunder is just give myself a few extra feet to work with. Whether it's 1 yard, 2 yards, 3 yards, just get my backside away from the end zone.
So we're tied, and here comes Bo Wall standing a yard or 2 into his own end zone. They'll run it, and nice little hole off the right side for Titan Mason, the junior running back. He's going to give them a little room out to about the 8-yard line.
Yeah, you can see it, man. When he gets that ball, there definitely looks like there's a little juice behind his legs, man. I'm excited to see this guy as this game progresses, and hopefully he gets another crease here.
Here comes Bo Wall now out of the shotgun. trips to the far sideline, looking that way. Wall, pass, and it's incomplete. Diving, interception attempt, but could not come up with it.
Yeah, that was number 21 for Brighton, Andrew Wood, who just came up and got his hands on there. Tried to bring it into his chest, and it just bounced off the ground. Bo Wall lucky to get away with that one there.
So now 3rd down for the Thunder. And we'll see what Coach Sam Stevens, the offensive coordinator, draws up here. Blitz coming off the edge. Wall steps up. He's got a little room to run. Out across the 10. Trying to stretch. Can he get the first down? It's going to be just a little bit shy, maybe, or he get it. Depends on the spot, I think, CC.
It looks like they might call it about a yard and a half or so shy. So just a little bit shy. I'm guessing, yeah, they're going to go ahead and bring the punt team out.
So with 7:36 left here in the first quarter, Desert Hills will have to punt for the first time tonight.
Good chance to see Desert Hills go out there and get back on defense. We saw them have almost a nice safe to the drive there, but they gave up the run at the end for 10 yards for that touchdown. Oh, that punt's a little short there. It's going to be returnable, but they call it, yeah.
He fair caught it, didn't he? And so they're going to have excellent field position at the 40-yard line of Desert Hills. So all the momentum right now is swung over to the Bengals side. And you got to believe right there, if LaFleur does not fair catch that, he could have maybe got a little bit better return, but you can't argue the decision because you got great field position.
Yeah, I mean, either way, you're going to take it if you're already past your own 50, but hey, there was a chance. So
correction, that was Donovan Wismer that fair caught that. My mistake.
But this is good. I mean, this is kind of right around the same territory Brighton went into the lightning delay at, so they're comfortable starting around this 40-yard line already.
If you're watching tonight on the fansportsnetwork.com, watch Big Red. Bridger Fleming had a breakout season last year as a junior, back for his senior year. See if he can create some pressure from the nose tackle position. They're going to throw. Jack Johnson airing it out. Behind the defense, touchdown, Bengals. And that is a beautiful throw, and Donovan Wismer reels it in for the 40-yard touchdown reception.
Holy smokes, that ball from Jack Johnson was beautiful. I mean, for a second, I thought, where's that going to? Is he going to be able to track it? But he put just enough air on it, and like you said, that was Donovan able to get there. I mean, man, he tracked that ball beautifully right into the back corner of the end zone.
And another one-play Tent World drive summary, 40-yard touchdown, Wismer from Johnson. And the Bengals have their first lead of the night, 13-0. State Bank of Southern Utah extra point coming up.
Yeah, it looks like the Bengals came to play. We got a, looks like it's going to be an offsides here on the defense.
That's their third offside so far of the evening against the Thunder defense. And so now they'll go half the distance to the goal, and Drake Fletcher, the 6'5" kicker, also listed as a wide receiver, will be a little closer to. Sometimes you can decline this, you know. Sometimes you can get too close to that kicker.
I was going to say, I think they look like for a second might be considering accepting it and trying to go for two. Looks like instead they're still going to take the PAT.
They declined the penalty. Yep. Gene Van Orden, our official tonight, head referee. Don't have Gene mic'd up, but could hear that from the field mic through the PA system, and now the kick is up and it hits the crossbar, and it's no good. We'll take a quick 30-second timeout. It'll be 13-7. Bengals have the lead over the Thunder on the Wilkinson scoreboard.
Did you know that St. George News has a new app? Download the St. George News app today and stay up to date on everything happening in Southern Utah. Get instant notifications on news, weather, sports, and more. Download the app today and get your local news now.
As a local business owner, it's important to get the word out about your business. More people equals more revenue for you. Get your business in front of over 160,000 people in Southern Utah each week with St. George News. Contact St. George News today.
StGeorgeUtahVacationRentals.com.
It's time for Region 9 action in tonight's Boulevard home game of the week on the Fan Sports Network.
Back live here at Desert Hills. Thunder now trailing for the first time in this game. But they do leave a point off the scoreboard as it hit the upright. 13-7 our score.
Devin, I just want to give you a quick stat.
Okay.
Last season, this quarterback, Jack Johnson, he threw for 2,587 yards, 28 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions.
Yeah,
this dude can rip it.
Yeah, he got a lot of valuable experience along the way. Cyrus Polo with the kick return going to the right side. He's going to stay in bounds, cut it back at the 30, and then dogpiled, corralled, and driven down about the 34-yard line. But a lot better field position for the Thunder here. And, you know, that slip by Javian Cummings really kind of left them with a short porch. But, you know, 40-yard touchdown. He beat the DB over there. So with that perfect pass, it didn't matter where you were because he was off to the races.
Yeah, that was just one of those guys who was kind of out there running in open space. But this is a chance for Desert Hills to go and rebound. We saw in the first drive of the game, they had that huge run up the middle for almost 40 yards. So now let's see if they decide to go back to the run game. Maybe if they want to try to pass it with a little more space.
Here comes the Thunder off the right side, and that is Titan Mason again. And, you know, we talked about him a little bit in our media day, and we heard it was a little combo between Kona Crowell and Tide Morris, both who played for the Thunder last year and graduated. Of course, Tide Morris watching with former Thunder coach Rick Barry from out in Virginia. They are still connected out there at the collegiate level. And second down after the 4-yard run. They'll give it to Mason again, and he's going to push ahead. And looks like he's going to be just shy of a first down. Another 5-yard carry. It's going to be 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, so 2 good runs back-to-back by Desert Hills Thunder. And, hey, anytime you can control the run game and control the ground game, it makes it a little bit easier to control the overall game. So let's see if Desert Hills decides to stick with it, setting up a 3rd and short.
6:16 left to go here in the first quarter. 6-point deficit for the Thunder. Bow-Wall keeper, and Bow-Wall's going to have a first down. Finley Sewer first down. They say the ball pop out.
Oh, let's see what they're calling here.
That's a first down. Yeah, I couldn't tell. The way the Bengals defense reacted, they were acting like they stopped him or the ball came out, but I don't know what they were celebrating about because Bow-Wall picked up the first down, and that'll move the sticks. And nice job, all 3 of those plays coming on the ground. But Bow-Wall has only attempted 1 pass so far in this game tonight. He's 0 for 1. We'll see if maybe with a fresh set of downs, Coach Taps, offensive coordinator Sam Stevens, want to go to the air. They will. Ball under pressure, rolling to the right, and he is hit and sacked. Good job protecting the ball because 2 guys hit him and hit him hard. Sacked back inside the 35-yard line, and a big loss of over 10 yards on the play. It could be more like a 15-yard loss.
Yeah, now you're going to set yourself up here 2nd and long. You're looking at almost, 2nd and 20 here. So probably going to see them drop back if I were a betting man. Bow-Wall looking to see if some of these receivers can create some space.
Stu Taufa. Now the center of the Thunder ready to go. They'll throw again. Wall, see if he's got some time. Now he does. Steps up, fires on the money. Over the middle, Javian Cummings out to the 48-yard line. And a perfect strike for Bow-Wall's first completion of the night.
Yeah, that's a good ball right there. That gets your confidence up a little bit, throwing directly into the traffic. And now you're right back to where you want to be. 3rd and short, you set yourself up perfectly. So,
well, 3rd and short comparatively.
Well, yeah, not 3rd and short. I should still say 3rd and long. But compared to the 2nd and 20.
You got a big chunk back. I know what you mean. And now they set up the screen. It's complete. Cyrus Polu, he's got some room. Polu makes a move. First down and more. Cut back to the 35. Still high stepping down inside the 35. Dragged down at the 34-yard line.
Oh, Devin.
21-yard pickup on the screen and a Finley Subaru first down.
Look at this replay and watch the juke move that Cyrus Polu puts on these 2 guys right here. Watch. He comes out on the outside here for anybody watching the stream. And right here, he puts 2 guys right into each other, makes them look clumsy, and escapes out the left side. Beautiful play right there.
The jump cut. Nice job by Cyrus Polo. That's why we call him the jack of all trades, the Swiss Army knife. And a well-designed play and fresh set of downs. Bo Wall hands off. Titan Mason up the middle. And another good hard run and a pickup of 6 on first down.
Yeah, right now Desert Hills trusting their guys up front, and that's what you want to have. You want to have that trust in your big fellas. You want to go at them with the run game. You want to trust them in the pass game. And right now they're starting to find a groove, and they're picking this drive up much better than what started that last drive after the slip up on the 3-yard line.
Nets on fire, Region 9 update. Pineview has retaken the lead 12-7. They've resumed play over at Pineview, and they lead, but they missed another extra point, CC.
Yeah, I got to figure out the kicker there for Pineview, because those little points there are going to cost you games come down the end of the season.
And another first down on the ground. Or do they call them short? They said just short. It'll be third and half a yard to go.
Let's see. My guess is you just go right back to the well here. You find Titan Morris and let him take it the rest of the way, or you, like we saw already, Bo Wall kind of that threat with his own legs.
So third and short. Got to believe Titan Mason might get the ball again here, and they didn't like something there, and Desert Hills can't get the playoff before a quick timeout. Coach Sutera was out on the field. He wants the timeout.
Yeah, I don't think he liked the way his defense was set up there. It seemed like Desert Hills had a nice they spread it out, and there was nobody in the backfield or in the linebacker field.
We'll take a 30-second timeout, brought to you by Luke Udy and Associates at American Family Insurance. For great service, great rates, home, auto, or life insurance, call Luke today, 435-251-9102.
Hey, it's Sheldon Demke. Check out the latest episode of What's on the Menu, a behind-the-scenes tour of local restaurants. We'll see some of their favorite dishes and get an inside look on how these dishes are prepared. Check out this week's episode at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab.
Adams Wealth Advisory is a financial planning firm that is combined with an investment firm to provide the best possible outcomes for our clients.
I always believe if you're intentional with your financial plan, things are going to work out really well for you.
Visit AdamsWealthAdvisors.com or call 752-1702 to schedule a time with an advisor today.
Back live here, Devin Dixon, Connor Collins, our Boulevard home game of the week, 13-7. Brighton has the lead over Desert Hills on the Wilkinson scoreboard, but the Thunder are knocking on the Red Rock Real Estate red zone. Third and short, though, and the snap gets away from Wall, and he has to go down and scoop it up, and then it's hit immediately, and it's a loss of 9. And now fourth down, and that might put you just out of field goal range.
Yeah, that's killer if you're the Thunder, man. You were just looking at a real short opportunity to go ahead and get in there, but that one just goes right off the hands of Bo Wall. Don't know if...
High snap.
Yeah, maybe it just came a little too hot or wasn't expecting it, but hey, well, at least he got back on top of it.
And remember, I mean, they've moved Stu. Last year he was left tackle. He's center, so you might see a little of that early in the season where, you know, he hasn't snapped as much as maybe other centers have, coming back with more experience at that position. Waldo, they're going to go for it. Fourth and long, throwing underneath, and it's intercepted. Trying to find Javian Cummings. Either way, it's a turnover, and Brighton will have the ball back and a 13-7 lead.
Yeah, I try to fit that one into a hole on fourth down, you know, looking for something when there's nothing there, and good job by Brighton just to play strong to their keys.
The guy you talked about in the pregame show, Miles Morgan, with the pick.
Yeah, I thought he was going to have a good chance at stepping up this year, and it's been a couple times now we've seen number 5 fly around on the field for Brighton.
And take a look at that one more time. Cummings was sitting. He was just getting a zone defense, and he was wide and just right in front of that.
Looks like he ran that little curl back, that comeback route, and Miles just did a good job at finding his way into the zone, like you said, sliding into it.
Absolutely. First turnover of the game for either team. And now Jack Johnson, the quarterback's got a touchdown pass, going to hand off to Hortle. And he's going to get a run of a yard or two, and then he is thrown down. And guess who? Ocean Taufa again.
Yeah, this is going to be big right now for the Thunder to go ahead and step up on defense, and especially on that front seven. You guys are going to want to cause pressure. You're going to want to go ahead and stop that run. Don't let this quarterback get comfortable, because we've seen that he's already gotten an arm talent.
Yeah, and you want to kind of try to maybe force a 3 and out and try to keep a little field position here and get that ball back for your offense after the Thunder had gotten it down near the red zone before that snap that was high and got over the head of Bo Wall. they'll play action. Johnson looking to throw over the middle on a post route and airmail incomplete. Good defensive covers there by Riker Tuckness.
A little too much sauce on that one, right? As we get under the minute and a half here in that first quarter, Double D.
You know, for school not being in, the students and the community has shown up, and culture has been built here. You're the defending state champs. Great crowd.
You couldn't tell me that school hasn't started, and you couldn't tell me that this team wasn't. I mean, this stands. There's not a single spot to go sit down.
Yep, it's packed tonight at the home of the Thunder. 3rd down and 7. Got to get it out to the 38 for a first down. Ball at the 31 of the Brighton Bengals. They lead by 6. 3 receiver formation. Screen set up to Hortle. And a nice pancake block, and that's going to be a first down as he gets it out to the 40-yard line.
Oh, man. I don't know.
Uh-oh, that's coming back, though. That's an illegal man downfield, I believe. Look at 71 is 3 yards past the running back there, and I think they caught him, and they're going to accept this penalty.
Walk that on, Pat. Yeah,
it was a great block, though, but he was downfield.
I was going to say, anytime you get a big fella matched up in space, we used to call those cookies. Anytime we'd pull out there, get out into space, and you see one of those DBs or one of those safeties, and they're just kind of looking like a deer in headlights, we like those cookies.
There you see 71 Henriquez. Great block.
Oh, that's on Cyrus Polu, too, eating that one.
But you could see how...
And I clearly look like a tight end running 10 yards down the field.
Yeah, they'll fix that on film. It's week 1.
Week 1, but hey, great effort. Great effort.
So that'll back them up to 3rd down and 12 now. And here with 1:19 left in the first quarter, will Jack Johnson keep this drive alive? 3-man front. Looks like a 3-4 defense. 2 high safeties for the Thunder.
Let's keep an eye on Donovan Wismer here and on Miles Peters, 2 targets that Johnson's found himself comfortable with tonight.
And he steps up in the pocket, has timing. Now he's going to tuck and run, and he is going to dance to the outside and be stopped shy of a first down. Got a nice 10, almost 11, but it'll be 4th and 2. And punt unit probably coming on here for the Bengals with a 6-point lead. Good effort by Johnson. He kept to the outside.
Coach is leaving his guys out there, I think.
Interesting. You would think in your own territory with a lead, you might kick this, but that does not look like the situation, and they're going to go for it.
Yeah, Coach Satera feeling a little risky here tonight.
Hard count, maybe.
Biscuit.
Desert Hills has jumped off sides 3 times in this game so far.
And you know what? And that's a good bet to make. See if you can get them for a 4th and an automatic first.
Now, I don't know if they'll actually run a play here or not. We'll see. Yeah, they're going to run a play, and he's going to pooch kick it. And it's high and not very far. It's going to land at the Thunder 39. It does take a great bounce down near the 27. Desert Hills will have the football back. And that's going to leave just maybe 1 play here potentially at the end of the first quarter. 7.3 seconds on the first quarter clock. And 13-7, Brighton leading Desert Hills on the Wilkinson's House of Lighting scoreboard. As always, we'll be looking for our Jersey Mike's sub of the game, a sub above the rest. Get it Mike's way. The oil and the vinegar, salt and the pepper. They got some great hot subs over there at Jersey Mike's. Stop by a Southern Utah location near you. Bo Wall out of the gun. Titan Mason is sidecar to the near side, his right. Wall's going to throw. Underneath, it's complete and hit and dropped immediately. It will be a short gain, and the first reception by Cummings. This is the sophomore, the younger brother of Javian and Zija Cummings. And that will leave no time on the clock, and we've played 1 quarter. With a lightning delay, that was a long first quarter. 13-7. We'll be right back after this full timeout.
Check out this week's edition of TGIF on stgeorgenews.com. TGIF is your weekend adventure guide to all the fun and exciting things going on in Southern Utah this weekend. Find this week's edition at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab. Have a blast this weekend.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, You could still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Hello? Cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey.
Check out Tin World on Riverside and see how their team can make you and your vehicle feel cool, look cool, and sound cool.
We are back live here at Desert Hills High School, the defending 4A state champs, trailing 13-7, second down and 8 as we start quarter number 2. Thunder will now be working right to left on your radio dial if you're listening in on the Fan Sports Network. If you're almost home for the night, you can watch this game on our website, thefansportsnetwork.com. Bo Wall dropping back to pass. He's got a guy down the sideline and 2 receivers, actually. They go to the inside receiver and incomplete. Marcus Anderson, the senior wide receiver, was who Bo Wall was looking for.
Yeah, just kind of missed him there, but that was some good defense there by Brighton, kind of playing tight on the seam inside, but still, you like to see Bo Wall feeling confident enough to kind of take some of those shots.
Morgan had a safety and got a pick and scored a touchdown, and they lead Crimson Cliffs 8-0 right now, and I'm hearing early on in that game, Steel Barberton does not have a lot of time to throw the football. We'll keep you posted. Morgan, one of the premier 3A schools, leading 8-0. That update from Nets on Fire.
So this
Walls.
is Garrett Grondell in right now, Devin.
It is Grondell. You're right.
Yeah.
Screen pass. And maybe that was the plan for San Stevens. But while you take the first quarter, it's the first game of the year. Let's give Grondell the second quarter, and then we'll see what the second half brings.
Yeah, I was looking over. It seemed like Grondell was on the side. Are they bringing him back in? No, they're going to bring out the punt unit. So, yeah, maybe they were giving him a switch of the series, but I saw number 9 run out there. I was like, that doesn't look like Bo Wall. Let's check that. So we'll go into this next series. Maybe we'll keep an eye on who's coming out at quarterback.
Yeah, it kind of seemed like at the quarter break, that's when he came in. So maybe by design, you have to imagine that maybe that was part of the plan.
Like you said, in preseason, you get to go ahead and try some of those things. You get to see, hey, you know, going against a non-region team, who's going to be the quarterback for the future for us?
Tristan John, the kick high, lands at the 40, doesn't take a good Thunder bounce, a Brighton bounce down at the 43-yard line, maybe the 44. We'll see where they mark it. And Brighton will have excellent field position here and leading 13-7.
Yeah, Brighton's had some pretty good field position all night now, so Desert Hills is going to have to start applying a little bit of pressure. Good job on that last series, forcing a 3-and-out. Let's see if they can go ahead and do it again, because this is a chance now. If they can get the ball back, they can go in and try to get a score before the half.
I've been impressed with Brighton's pass rush. Now, their run defense has not been that good. Titan Mason's had some good holes, and Desert Hills' offensive line is moving some people. But in the pass protection, Desert Hills, they gave up 1 Scooter's Coffee sack. Bo Wall was dropped for that big loss. That's the only sack, but they put pressure on the quarterbacks throughout this first quarter. Now into the second quarter, they've got the football with the 6-point lead.
Yep, so let's go ahead. Brighton takes the snap. Let's see what's going here. And
quick pass to the outside, and it's caught. And at the 49 is knee touched.
That's Nash Matheson, the senior wide receiver. He was kind of the big guy that stepped up for him last year. So
that's his first catch tonight, though.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see if he gets anything else going here, if anything gets rolling. But Nash Matheson, a guy to keep an eye out for. He's number 0 for Brighton.
Yeah, maybe something, a little out route, maybe set up an out and up here, or at least just getting him a touch to see what get him involved in the offense a little bit. That was a 5-yard pickup, so it's 2nd down and 5. Bengals just shy of midfield. Jack Johnson looking, goes up top, and is out of bounds, incomplete. Looked like number 9, Wismer, was kind of wanting a PI call and never got it.
Yeah, that was Trey Horton there on the coverage, and honestly, it looked like Trey kind of got away with a little bit of hands. Kept him up in the air, but kind of played that physicalness, pushed him to the boundary. So good job by Horton to just be physical up in the coverage there, forcing incompletion.
3rd down and 5. 10:16 left on the second quarter clock. Remember, if we get over 25 points in tonight's game, everybody can head over to Yogurtland for the Holbrook Asphalt Big Score Dessert. You win big when we light up the scoreboard in Region 9 this season. Jack Johnson, screen, deflected, and incomplete. Great job there, just getting a little tip. And that was number 25 for the Thunder, Bo Meredith, the sophomore linebacker, CC, that got his hand on it.
Yeah, good way to recognize. That was twice now that they've tried to go to that little play action underneath route where they try to leak out into the flat. Good recognition by Bo to see it and drop it down. Swat it down, excuse me.
4th down. And again, the offense stays out there. They punted once, and it was not a very big punt. So now, quarterback will do pooch kick again here. And again, not a deep kick. And Hunter Clarkson say, get away from it. It's going to be down at about the 28-yard line.
And they've gotten some decent rolls there, so I can see what Brighton's thinking. You know, you've gotten Desert Hills to jump off sides twice, 3 times already. See if you can get it again.
Brighton Bengals leading 13-7. Their school's only state title came back in 1982. That was, 41 years ago. And the school has been around for 54 years. Of course, last year lost to Olympus 28-20 in the 5A second round. But first in their region and picked to win the region again this year. They went undefeated last year. Right now they got the lead. And this is Garrett Grondell again at quarterback. He'll hand off, new running back, and that'll be a run of a couple yards, and that is it. First time we've seen anybody other than Titan Mason run the ball. That was Riker May, the junior running back, and he'll get a 2-yard pickup, and it'll be 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, interested to see what they decide to do here with the playbook now that Garrett Grondell comes in. See if maybe they want to try to do some more pass sets and a little less run pass option type stuff, because Bowall, he has the legs. You can use that. Garrett Grondell is a little bit more of a pocket passer here.
Grondell was the starter as a sophomore for Hurricane last year. Came in and was with the team all summer. Transfer across the region, is going to get sacked. A Scooters Coffee sack, and really no time there. Coming in number 24, Dylan Thomas, was one of the Bengals to get to him, and now they're backed up 3rd and long.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you look for from a, when Stu Talfoot takes over as center, when he is now transitioning and he's trying to get that snap off, do you feel like there's that kind of disconnect? This is the guy you talked about who went from left tackle to center. You still kind of need to work in that snapping all season long. It takes some time. You got to develop that chemistry, especially now that this is another quarterback in.
3rd down and 11. Grondell going to throw over the middle and off the hands of the intended receiver, Javian Cummings.
He had him.
Had some heat on that little clothesline skinny post route, but incomplete, and 4th down punt unit will come on.
Yeah, I was looking at that one, and it seemed like he had just it lined up perfectly. Javian Cummings runs that little post right up into that kind of seam of the middle of the field. Money on the money ball from Garrett Grondell. Just unfortunately not enough to bring it in there for Javian Cummings.
And the kick, a good one here.
Nice punt.
And it drives him back inside the 30, and a fair catch called for at the 28-yard line. And so both defenses have seemingly settled in as we still got 8:29 left to go here in the first half. Coming up, we'll have the Rally Stop halftime show. He scores from around the region. Stats on this one. Thunder, if you just tuned in, led good kick return, and then the first play from scrimmage, Titan Mason, the junior running back, goes 38 yards for the touchdown run, untouched, right up the middle. But since then, 13 unanswered points by Brighton. A 10-yard touchdown run by Mason Hortle, and also a 40-yard touchdown as Jack Johnson found Donovan Wismer. PAT was no good on that second score, and that's why it's 13-7, and Brighton will have the ball again, but a penalty will back them up 10 yards on that punt, and so they will start back inside their own 20 here, 1st and 10 for Brighton. And we're hearing Brock Harris is starting to light some things up over at Pineview as there's a big interception, I think, by Harris. Of course, Alabama and Georgia offered him just in the last month.
Auburn, Michigan. I mean, this kid's got the run-of-the-mill of the schools he's want to go to. Big Ten, SEC, whatever the Power 5 conference is going to become, just know Brock Harris will be in it.
Yeah, 6'6", just a sophomore. Run up the middle. And the first guy to get there was Jagger Shotwell, and driven back by a host of other players for little to no gain. Might have given him a yard on forward progress.
I love how this Thunder team always seems to rally to the ball. I mean, if one guy gets there, it seems like the rest of them follow every single time. You never have to worry about guys kind of leaking out or not going full effort. Very well coached up here by the Thunder.
How about 35-0? Isaac Wilson a 77, a 22, and a 78-yard touchdown pass, plus a 31-yard touchdown run for the quarterback for Corner Canyon. They are routing Granger right now. Rolling out, Jack Johnson going to Wismer, and it's incomplete.
Oh, and looks like a little bit of dirty laundry on the field. Wismer was calling for one of those pass interferences a couple times now, but it looks like the ref finally gave him one.
The laundry on the turf. Start of the season, you'll see some flags. It hasn't been a flag fest tonight, but, Jack Johnson keeping the play alive. I didn't see a lot there on the replay, but they do get pass interference there on the Thunder. And I don't think the Thunder fans loving that call too much. I thought there was probably more on the one that went earlier uncalled.
Yeah, and maybe it could be a makeup call. Not to say that it is, but both of those very similar plays. One seems to be a little bit more physical than the other, and either way, penalty gets called. Now it's time for Desert Hills to rebound.
Well, and Wismer looks like the favorite target. He is a handful, good speed. 1st and 10. Brighton, Johnson, play action, dumps it off. Ball is caught and quickly out of bounds, and that's Bo LaFleur, and LaFleur is going to have a pickup of 7 and 2nd down and short.
That's about the 3rd or 4th time now, Devin, that they've tried to attack that play action into the flat. They really seem to like that play there, and I think they kind of have an idea that, if you can go attack that flat, especially away from number 33 of the Thunder, then you got a good chance at maybe getting some positive yardage out of it.
And now the Thunder kind of got to dig their heels in a little bit as Brighton out near midfield. And there is a big hit. Guess who? Ocean Taufa with the TFL. And boy, oh boy, he got there in a hurry. He almost took that handoff.
Yeah, and that's the 2nd time now I've seen this guy get behind the line of scrimmage almost unblocked. The dude is just unstoppable right now. In fact, that's 2-3 times he's gotten them from a 3rd and short or from a 2nd and short into a 3rd and long. So it's a good job there to get those TFLs in the run game.
And that'll push them back instead of, go from 2nd and 3 to now 3rd and 7. Nearly a 4-yard loss. Johnson checking the wristband. Jack Johnson, senior quarterback, now drops back out of the shotgun. Twins to either side. 4-man front for the Thunder. And flags fly. They'll blow this thing dead. And we got a false start against the Bengals, and that'll back them up even further here. And now they're a little bit behind the chains, but we've seen Jack Johnson come up clutch in these 3rd down situations so far as we are clock ticking down to 6:39 left here in the 2nd quarter, and Brighton leading 13-7 over Desert Hills. Thunder would love to get the ball back here, but they need a 3rd down stop. Johnson has other ideas. Twins to the far sideline.
Oh, they almost got another jump there by the defensive line.
He flinched, and they didn't. But I don't think he got it far enough in to where flags fly.
He's all right as long as no offensive lineman had made contact with him.
Single receiver to the bottom of your screen here. Johnson going to throw, looking to the twin side. Now he's going to tuck up, looking, eyes downfield. He'll throw it underneath, and it hops off the turf. It's incomplete. Trey Horton was the closest defender, and 4th down. And this time, I think you got to bring the punt unit on. 4th down and 12.
No foolery here. Don't even try. That was a good job by the Thunder to go out there and really force the issue. Say, hey, guys, we're down a touchdown. We're about to get the ball back. We got 6 minutes before the half. Let's force the issue. So they get a stop. They get the ball back from a punt here. Now it's time to go down the field and score.
You got about 35 to 50 students right at midfield in the visitor section, all wearing bright orange shirts. So you do have a nice contingent that said, hey, let's go to St. George for the weekend and watch our teammates play some football in the season opener. High punt here, short though, going to land right around the 47-yard line, then back spins like a Tiger Woods wedge from about 100 yards out, and Desert Hills is going to start this drive in Brighton Bengal territory.
Yeah, see, man, we're crazy. Back in my day in high school, one of our guys is trying to pick that baby up off the bounce and run that thing to the house. He's probably going to fumble it, and that's why we lost majority of our games. But, hey, you get a good bounce like that, sometimes you got to take it and run.
Thunder looking for a spark on offense, though. Titan Mason has been the workhorse. Garrett Grondell stays in at quarterback. He looks like he's going to get this second quarter. Wall was the starter, played the entire first quarter, and now a run is going to be stacked up the driven back, but a 2-yard gain on forward progress. And that's Mason with the run and the carry there for the Thunder. Yeah, you remember that 38-yard run, had a couple other ones that were 10. He's probably, we'll check the halftime stats, but Adams Wealth Advisors halftime stats coming, but probably somewhere around 60 yards rushing in the first half and a score. Second down and 8. And Garrett Grondell's going to throw outside and overshot his receiver. That was Mason out in the flat, and it's incomplete. Third down. Third down for the Thunder. 5:27 to go here in the first half. Yes, just the first half. We had a 30-minute lightning delay. And since that lightning delay, when Desert Hills led 7-0, 13 unanswered points by the Bengals. Junior quarterback Grondell out of the shotgun. 4 receivers, twins either side, setting up the screen. It's deflected and intercepted. And only Grondell, the beat, cut back, and Grondell had some help from the backside, but he does make the tackle. And the Bengals are going to start this drive right at the 20 in the Red Rock Real Estate red zone. And that ball was tipped and picked, and the Bengals trying to add to their lead here late in the second quarter.
Yeah, try to set up the screen there. And, you know, when you're going to let the offensive line move and bring the defensive line in your face, you got to make sure that you put that thing high enough so you can't tip it down. I mean, great play by Brighton. Saw it over, took advantage, tipped it to himself.
And so I couldn't tell who got the tip initially, but big play by the defense. Had he gotten that a little higher, you know, I don't know. Who knows what would have happened, but that tip and then the pick. You practice that. A lot of teams will practice the tip drill.
Well, that's why the timing is so key on those type of screens. I mean, I remember playing offensive line. We're trained.
Oh, beautiful catch. One-handed down the sideline. Touchdown, Wismer. Donovan Wismer with a great catch. And Jack Johnson has his second touchdown pass of the game. This one a 22-yard pitch and catch.
To Wismer again. And, I mean, look at the replay. Just effortless. Meep, give me that. Takes it behind the back. In the wheel. Nobody around. Easy touchdown for Brighton. Desert Hills finding themselves going quite the rut. You know, they're going to have to get out of this. And honestly, Devin, it looks like they're going to need to try to go back to that run game that was working off for them in the beginning.
22 yards. And the State Bank of Southern Utah extra point. And with 5:11 left to go second quarter, the kick is up and the kick is good. And Desert Hills down, largest lead of the game. It's 20-7. We'll take a quick 30-second timeout. Be right back. See if the Thunder can get this offense going a little bit here on the Fan Sports Network.
We are Utah's financial outfitter, and we're here when it's time for your business to climb higher. Cache Valley Bank, mountains await. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Region 10 Sports is brought to you by Nets on Fire, the premier training and event facility in Southern Utah. High-level individual and group training catered to your athlete, plus the best camps, clinics, tournaments, and showcases in the West. Visit netsonfire.org.
We are back here, 20-7 our score, and the old momentum is shifted since the lightning delay, really. I mean, Desert Hills scored on their opening drive, but that has been it. And Brighton 3 touchdowns unanswered and a 13-point lead. Still plenty of time in the second quarter. The second half will be Brighton's football to start off. So
yeah, it's
kind of an important possession coming up here for the Thunder.
I was going to say, this is crucial right now for the Thunder. They got to get this, and they got to get down into territory, and maybe Javian Cummings can do that right here on the kick return.
Yeah, good kick return by Cummings out across the 40-yard line, and then a flag flies in late, maybe a little excessive.
Yeah, I think that's going to be on number 32 for the Thunder there. That was Treason Ellett with a little bit of extra sauce after that. Guy was already kind of out of there, and he threw a little hit in the back, so looks like that's going to negate a good run.
Right now, Officials talking things over. Here comes Gene Van Orden. It's a late hit on the Thunder. You saw it, and the officials saw it. Tristan Ellett. Just a little late there, and that'll back D-Hills up after a good kick return is negated.
Thank you. Look at the Desert Hills Thunder hospitality here, Double D.
What do we got, buddy? Oh,
thank you.
Nice. Some food delivered to the press box. You got to love that. Ice cold water.
Little Chick-fil-A. Nice.
The hospitality in Region 9. You love it. You love it. 5:03 to go. This drive will start from the 26 of Desert Hills. Tackle for a loss. Shoestring tackle made immediately. And it was a really good job by Grondell to just get rid of it. And Cummings made the catch, but was hit and dropped.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much of this, the replay doesn't show it too much. It's hard to tell with a quarterback and a new center. I mean, Stu Taufa was a guy who's been playing left tackle, and now you're asking him to snap and then get into a set and get into a run fit immediately after. I mean, the footwork is different. It takes a little bit to adjust to that. And I think right now, just with two different quarterbacks, Stu Taufa's trying to find a way, that even median, to leave the football in for him.
And another play going nowhere for Desert Hills offensively. Gain of a yard, and that was it. So 3rd down and 10 to go. Got that yard or so back, and that was it. 4 minutes and ticking left in the first half. 20-7. Brighton leading on the Wilkinson scoreboard. Looking for our defensive play of the game tonight, brought to you by Mountain Land Supply, and that tackle on the outside on Cummings was great. Low tackle. RPO. Grondell will keep it. In trouble. Reverses his footing the other way. Now he's going to cut back again, and he is going to be driven down for a loss. Clear back to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, it hasn't been the best showing here in the second quarter for Garrett Grondell, but part of it is the blocking and part of it is just the exchanging of snaps. But either way, it's not been looking great, as I think it's going to set up another 3rd and long here for the Thunder.
Yeah, huge loss, really behind the chains now. I mean, he's trying to keep this play alive, but never at any point did he get his eyes downfield. And if he could have just got rid of that ball, could have saved some yardage there. And 4th down punt unit will come on.
And that's killer there for the Thunder. You really wanted to try to get yourself a score, but now you give it back to Brighton, and they have a chance to go and get another touchdown again with 2 minutes left in the half, and then they get the ball coming out. I mean, this is a sticky situation for the Thunder.
Great kick, driving Wismer back to his own 30. He's going to have some room, though, come all the way to the near sideline, try to get running north and south, and he really can't, but he will get it out across the 45, almost to midfield, and again, great field position for Brighton.
Yeah, 2.5 minutes left or so in the second quarter. So I'm telling you, Double D, the Thunder, if I'm them, I'm thinking, guys, do not give up any points right here. You have a chance to still be in the game, but if you go down 3 touchdowns and then you give them a chance to get the ball coming out of half again, that's a really tough hole to climb out of. So the Thunder got to be disciplined here.
At halftime, inside of our Rally Stop halftime show, we'll go around the region. We'll have stats, reaction from this one. We'll go back to the studio. Spencer Rodak back in the studio. Can tell you Crimson Ty West touchdown run, so they are now trailing Morgan 8-7. 1-point game over there at the field house right now.
Let's see what Brighton does here.
Johnson will hand off, but no, they blow the play dead. And it's going to be some movement or a delay game. It's a delay game.
Brighton with some good size up front. I'm looking at some of the linemen there, and 75, 71 for them. I mean, those are some pretty hefty looking dudes there.
Coach Mays and Coach Stokes with the linemen looking at the monitor, and they're replaying that last offensive series to try to figure out exactly what's going on.
Holy schmo, yeah, look at this offensive line, Double D. Every single one of these guys are 6 foot and up, and they're all pushing 250, 280. I mean, this is a big offensive line unit.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Marshall Hubers at number 75, 6'6", 295. And he gets a pretty good block, but fighting off that block was Ocean Taufa and Bridger Fleming. And the ball came out, but late. He already knee was already down.
Yeah, that full Ocean Talfa is playing on another level tonight. I mean, you can tell that he is just loving this road grading game, and I think that's what I kind of love seeing out of him is so many defensive ends and defensive line guys get caught up in the sacks and get caught up in the pass rush that they forget about having to play the run, and that's a huge part of defensive line is being able to have that base concept of playing the run, but Ocean Talfa does it great.
Yeah, no question about it. 2nd down and 15. Ocean Talfa trying to make another play here. Up top, pass complete. And that is Nash Matheson. And he'll push ahead to the Thunder 45-yard line before driven down.
Second catch there for Nash there on the night. Let's go and look back at Nash's season last year. I know I had a few notes I wanted to bring up. This was a guy who last season, wide receiver Nash Matheson, 1,036 receiving yards, 71 catches, 13 touchdowns. So a guy who was clearly able to get over the top, definitely go deep. But what we've seen tonight, it seems like it's been number 9 for them, and that's been Donovan Wismer, who's really been able to take the top off of the Brighton Bengals.
Yeah, he's had a great game, but, you know, a lot of talent. You know, get 3 receivers back as starters, plus your tight end, really a 4th receiver there, and your quarterback. So mentioned they had good chemistry. Run up the middle, and just enough for the first down as he pushes across the 40 down to the 39-yard line. A Finley Subaru first down for the Bengals.
Yeah, that was a nice block there by Miles Peters, number 85, the tight end for Brighton. He came down on that splice block, we call that, where you splice over from one side to the other, and just set up a beautiful hole to get that first down.
And they'll go quick, but no, flags fly. They'll blow this play dead.
Yeah, I think we might have a false start. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the receiver, that was Nash Matheson.
Yeah, he looked like he was trying to get a jump on the snap there. And it's always interesting when a receiver gets a offsides penalty like that, because their job is, they're told, you don't move until you see the ball move, so you shouldn't be going anyways. But sometimes you can hear your quarterback and you just want to try to get that extra bit.
Matheson will go off. Wismer comes to the near sideline as a single receiver. Trips Johnson looking to throw quickly, goes to Wismer with the catch, and he'll be driven out of bounds at about the 37-yard line. And he'll get a 6-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd down and 9. 20-7 our score here. Brighton leading Desert Hills. Devin Dixon, Connor Collins, Boulevard Home, bringing you our game of the week on the simulcast tonight. Glad you're with us. Just 1:06 left here in the first half, and you're thinking this is a 7 o'clock kickoff. It's 8:35. We had a 25-30 minute lightning delay. 30-minute.
Hey, it can't be a Desert Hills Thunder season opener without a lightning delay, right?
Johnson, pressure, dancing around, rolling outside. Now he's going to tuck and run.
Oh.
And he is going to get about an 8-yard gain. And somebody hit the deck over there on the far side.
Bridger Fleming's going to have to be careful for those. Number 75 for the Thunder. He's starting to get a little chippy, and you can see the offensive line for Brighton playing into it. And yeah, I mean, there was a case for an illegal blindside block on that. But, hey, you know, he's going to go ahead and take credit for trying to keep that play alive.
Yeah, it wasn't a hit in the back. He squared him up, but definitely trailing the play by a good 7 or 8 yards. No flags, though. 3rd and 3. 57 seconds left here in the first half. Johnson going up top, one-on-one coverage, catch made down inside the 5. Wismer again. 1st and goal, Bengals. That back shoulder throw, coverage was good. The timing was just perfect.
How tall is Wismer? Is he 6'1" or something? I mean, this guy is just out here big bodying these DBs for the Thunder. I saw him right off the get. He got a clean release. There was no hands on him, and you just threw it up to the more physical receiver, and he brought it down.
Again, the timing, though, I mean,
yeah, I mean,
you're right there in his hip pocket, but when he turns and high points that, and that throw is that high back shoulder throw, it's almost unstoppable.
It was a well-placed ball. You can tell that these two guys, Johnson and Wiseman, have had a nice offseason getting to know each other.
22 seconds and ticking. We're taking some clock here. Bengals looking for revenge after losing 28-21 last year. Shovel pass up the middle, and it is going to be just shy of the touchdown It was just shy of the goal line on the shovel pass, and they got to take a timeout. 9.6 seconds left in the first half.
Yeah, was that Patrick Mahomes to Travis Kelce? A little underhand shovel pass on the screen, but good job by the Thunder to stop it, because not only do you stop it, you made sure it was a completion, stop them before the line, so they have to waste a timeout.
So both teams will catch their breath, and they'll reset the clock to 11 seconds. Coming up, we'll have the Rally Stop halftime show. Connor and I will have reaction to this game. Adams Wealth Advisor statistics. We'll be going back to the studio and checking in with Spencer on all the scores from around the region and the state. But first, what will our halftime score be? Can the Thunder keep them out of the end zone, or will Brighton take a commanding lead? Already leading right now by 13 at 20-7. Lights are now on. And a lengthy timeout here. Thunder defense is back out there ready to go.
Stu Talfa coming in to give them a little extra hogs up front on the goal line defense.
You're right. Good spot. Yeah, and you thought maybe when we saw Stu play a little bit of defense in the playoff run on the way to the state championship last year, and back out there, and maybe this is the goal line defense, so to speak.
Yeah, looks like they're trying to play a game of chess right now, both coaches, to get their lineups. And 11 seconds, I mean, if you can make a stop here for the Thunder, it's going to be hard. But we've seen it looks like the kicking game's a little shaky for Brighton. If you can force them to try to go for the touchdown and then keep them out of the end zone, that could be a huge, huge crucial moment.
So now the Thunder use their timeout after they saw the alignment that Brighton broke the huddle with and set up. Wind is kind of settled into about maybe 7 to 10 miles an hour, kind of into the face of Brighton here at the Thunder back, but definitely has lightened up since the lightning delay. Not much wind right now as the sun is setting in the southwest corner of Utah, Desert Hills, kind of over in the Little Valley and Bloomington Hills area here on the east side of town. For a long time, the newest school, but now Crimson's been around for 4 years. And the new school in Region 9. Out of the gun, Johnson's going to bootleg, look to throw. Now he's going to tuck and run.
Oh, good job by the Thunder.
He's not going to get there. He's going to be stopped at the 2.5, maybe the 3-yard line. Polu looks a little shaken up.
Hopefully Polu's all right here. I mean, key player here for the Thunder, but good tackle there by Stu Talfa and Ocean Talfa.
And Polu, let's see, take a look at the replay and see what happened there, but he is getting medical attention now. He spun out of that.
And it looks like he might have just twisted himself up a little bit.
Ocean and Stu, brothers, converging to make the stop. What a half for Ocean Talfa.
Yeah, he's been all over the place. Hopefully Polu's all right. Still attending to him out there. Maybe because it seemed almost like he did it to himself when he tried to spin out as Johnson was rolling out. He tried to spin with him, and his ankle just seemed to kind of give out on him a little bit.
Tonight's game brought to you by Fabulous Freddy's Car Wash. They had that back-to-school bash earlier this afternoon, kind of leading up to kickoff. Of course, fuel it up, wash it down. You and your car always feeling fabulous at Fabulous Freddy's. Appreciate our friends Scooters Coffee, one of our new sponsors this year. Just opened a few months ago out in Hurricane on State Street. Start your morning with amazing drinks served by amazing people, amazingly fast. Scooters Coffee. And by Intermountain Sports Performance. There is no off season. The grind is on. Speed, agility, sport-specific training, 2 Southern Utah locations and 5 statewide locations from Logan to St. George. Intermountain Sports Performance, proud sponsor of Region 9 football. 4A, Desert Hills, 5A, Brighton. 5 seconds left. This is part of this was a timeout. Part of it was an injury trying to see where Cyrus is to see if he's
lining up there at the right outside linebacker position right now. Yeah, he came off the field and just ran back on.
Of course, able to re-enter because of the timeout. And now, ball's on the 4. It's 3rd down. But only 5 seconds left here in the first half.
Oh, that's big.
Uh-oh. Mason Hurdle moved in the backfield, I believe.
Yeah.
This could be a false start on the Bengals.
That's big there for the Thunder now. Now you're looking at a 3rd and 8, 5 seconds left. Again, we already saw that Brighton may not be too comfortable kicking the PATs and field goals. So if you can force them to go for a touchdown possibly, hold them out of the end zone, I think that is a great way to look at the Thunder coming out of this.
And throw into the end zone, and it is caught or intercepted. It's caught. Touchdown, Bengals. He ripped it away. That is Jack Johnson's 3rd touchdown pass of this game.
Oh, Miles Peter, that was nasty. Oh, Devin, look at this back. This is a beautiful back shoulder fade where he said just took it down like a big tight end.
Miles Peter, 6'4", 220. Johnson's 3rd touchdown pass in the first half, and the Bengals are cruising right now on the road. Touchdown brought to you by Cache Valley Bank. Another Johnson touchdown. Cache Valley Bank, your financial outfitter. Mountains await. Kick is up, kick is good. 27-7, and that'll do it for the first half. No time on the clock, and we have reached the half. We'll take a quick timeout. 2-minute break, come back, Rally Stop halftime show. We'll kind of get you some analysis here, and then we'll go back to the studio a little bit later on and get you scores around Region 9 and around the state. Be right back after this. Let's make it a 60-second timeout on the Fan Sports Network. 27-7, Brighton leads at the half. Welcome back, everybody. Rally Stop halftime show. Devin Dixon, Connor Collins. Bengals scored 27 unanswered points, and they have the lead on the Wilkinson scoreboard of 27-7. And that lightning delay did not do any favors, Connor, to the Desert Hills Thunders. They got on their heels, and Jack Johnson, what a half for the senior quarterback of Brighton.
D is lighting it up, Double D, and we were talking a little bit here in the break, but it just seems like Brighton came out ready to play tonight. They got their guys fired up. It just seemed like they're playing a little bit more physical. They want it. I mean, some of these throws from Jake Johnson, oh man, they have caught my eye, and I'm going to be watching this kid the rest of the season as he goes, because it is impressive seeing him go out there and throw it, especially making use of some of his bigger wide receivers.
Yeah, no question. Jack Johnson, a sensational first half. And here's the Desert Hills Tempest line for our audience watching tonight's game. We're streaming this game for you on the Fan Sports Network as well as on KSLSports.com. T-line getting this crowd going is some work to do. And for Coach Taps in his debut as head coach, it'll be really interesting. I would love to be a fly on the wall in the locker room to see how he approaches this big deficit with his guys in the first game of the season under the new head coach.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of, you got to look at yourselves in the mirror and say, hey, it's opening night. It's the first game of the season. Who do you want to be for the rest of the year? What do you want your season to be defined as? Do you want to be the team that went out there and got shellacked in the first game? Or do you want to be the team that went in at the half, down down 20 and decided to put it together and come back out and show some fight. So, like you said, it's going to come down to Coach Taps to get these guys together and get them riled up. Right now, the Thunder just need anything to be a spark of energy.
We'll get you some Adams Wealth Advisors stats for you here, and then of course, again, like we said, we're going to go back to the studio for all the scores with Spencer standing by. With all the sacks, just 29 rushing yards at the end of the day offensively for Desert Hills, and that was going to be one of their strengths, was that run game which behind this experienced offensive line, CC.
Yeah, I mean, they started off the game with a 38-yard rushing touchdown, and the fact that you're already not at positive yards rush, or I shouldn't say positive, but already at less than 38, it's not a good sign. You got to go ahead and protect the quarterback.
Yeah, you're right. And only 5 completions for 25 yards. And really, the big stat in that first half that stood out was Ocean Taufus.
Yeah, he's making a case to be our defensive player of the game. I mean, you talk about what he's done already up front, 6 tackles, 2 for tackles for losses. This is a guy who's been flying all over the field as far as the run game, pass game, doing it all right now for the Thunder. He got to need a little help, though. He's going to need a little help if they're going to get back into this game.
So more stats, more reaction, more analysis. We'll talk about what's going to take for the Thunder to get back in this game. Slow down Jack Johnson, who had a sensational first half as the Bengals lead 27-7. More Rally Stop halftime show. But after a quick timeout, Spencer Rodak will get you caught up with all the scores from around the state and Region 9, as we've got lots to talk about here. Can tell you right now Pineview is winning. We do have one final. Dixie won earlier. We'll get more on that with Spencer. He'll join us after a 2-minute timeout. 2-minute timeout, and we'll be back here with the Bengals leading 27-7 inside of our Rally Stop halftime show.
First Ace Hardware is conveniently located in St. George on the corner of Bluff Street and St. George Boulevard with 30,000 square feet of lawn and garden, paint, tools, fabrics, sporting goods, and the most complete nut and bolt section in town. First General Store, the Big Ace store on Bluff and on Main in Cedar City.
We are Utah's financial outfitter, and we're here when it's time for your business to climb higher. Cache Valley Bank, mountains await. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Region 10 Sports is brought to you by Nets on Fire, the premier training and event facility in Southern Utah. High-level individual and group training catered to your athlete, plus the best camps, clinics, tournaments, and showcases in the West. Visit netsonfire.org.
We love giving back to our community, and over the years, we have provided vehicles for families in need, supported local charities, and helped train our first responders. Dealer Collision, your place for collision repair.
Everyone loves local sports. And of course, ice cream on the planet is Handel's Homemade Ice Cream. Open late every day of the week with dozens of delicious flavors. So after your favorite
a few
team...
other scores from around the region. Every team is in action tonight. So Cedar, the Reds are facing Richfield, and right now there's 2:46 left in the third quarter, and Richfield is up by 4 scores. It is 28-0. So far, Cedar has been blanked. Reggie Hafen has 2 touchdowns on the ground to lead Richfield. Morgan and Crimson Cliffs, another big game between a 3A power and a 4A power. It is 21-8 right now. Crimson Cliffs with the lead. Recently, Malachi Alafipo had a 20-yard catch from Steel Barbin for Crimson Cliffs. Hurricane and Mountain Crest. This is up in Cache Valley. The Tigers are on the road, and Mountain Crest is up 35-0 right now on the Tigers. It is not going so well for the Tigers, but it's going well for Mountain Crest. 2 touchdowns through the air for McCray Crofts. And then we've got Logan and Pineview over at Pineview. Another Cache Valley and Southern Utah matchup. Pineview currently with a 22-7 halftime lead after they fell behind early. Snow Canyon and Stansbury, it is 19-13. Stansbury with the lead in a close game on the road for Snow Canyon. Talon Kelly has a touchdown on the ground for the Warriors, and Coleman Dearden has 2 touchdown passes for Stansbury through the air. And then, of course, we've got the game that already wrapped up basically before we went live because of the lightning delay. We've got Dixie fell in their season opener 34-7 to Springville. Brighton, the other game we mentioned is Brighton 27, Desert Hills 7. So when we come back, we're going to take just a quick break after we got those scores from around the region, and we're going to send it back to Devin and Cece for some more halftime breakdown.
Relatives coming to visit, not enough room, or maybe you're looking to host a family reunion and need a house with a pool. Well, Red Rock Vacation Rentals has got you covered. From 2-bedroom condos to 10-bedroom luxury homes, they truly have something for everyone. Plan your perfect getaway or staycation. Visit St. George, Utah, vacationrentals.com.
Nets on Fire is the place to hoop in Southern Utah. Elevate your game with group or individual training with elite coaching. Hustle to Nets on Hoop at Nets. Nets on Fire, building champions on and off the court.
Create your own relaxing, comfortable space. Boulevard Home offers the guaranteed best prices on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. And buy with no interest financing. Shop Boulevard Home, because home is who we are.
Hi, this is Luke with Udine Associates, your local insurance agency. We at Udine Associates have the backing of American Family Insurance and works in Southern Utah. We are your neighbors. We want to help. Give us a call today for a free insurance review to make sure you are properly protected. Call Udine Associates.
Buckle up, Region 9 football fans. I'm Craig Boberjack. Holbrook Asphalt has agreed to buy fans a Holbrook Asphalt Big Score dessert at Yogurtland right after the game when your team scores 25 points or more. And I'll see you there.
Want competitive rates and exceptional service? Then say hello to Scott Gibson at Intercap Lending. Great loans now come standard, so when you need the right loan or even a reverse mortgage, pick up the phone and call Scott at 435-619-8080 today. Scooter's Coffee and Hurricane is the best way to start your day or get you through your day. From breakfast sandwiches to cinnamon rolls to amazing smoothies and, of course, coffee from amazing people served amazingly fast. Anytime is a good time to sip and smile Scooter's Coffee. 715 West State Street in Hurricane, open 7 days a week.
Everyone loves local sports and, of course, loves ice cream. And the best ice cream on the planet is Handel's Homemade Ice Cream. Open late every day of the week with dozens of delicious flavors. So after your favorite team wins, head over to Handel's to celebrate with locations in St. George, Layton, and Woods Cross.
At Intermountain Sports Performance, we've been training athletes from Logan to St. George for over 20 years. We guarantee your athlete will improve speed, agility, explosive power, and reduce the risk of injury while working with the most qualified team in all of Utah. Call 435-251-2299 to find the location nearest you.
Looking for a place to let the kids run wild and let loose? Then we've got the place for you. Bring your kids into House of Jump Monday through Thursday, mention this ad, and for a limited time, we will give your kids a free $10 game card for the arcade with the purchase of an hour. So hurry on over to our house, the House of Jump.
Think Bucks. Need anything for your home or lawn or garden? Think Bucks. Need guns or ammo or power tools? Think Bucks. Bucks makes it easy to find what you're looking for from people that know their stuff. Bucks Ace Hardware. 3 locations in St. George. At Dino Crossing, Santa Clara, and in Hurricane. Think Bucks.
Welcome to the Rally Stop Halftime Show. Stats, reaction, and the analysis of the first half. Here's the Fan Sports Network team.
Yeah, we're back here inside the Rally Stop halftime show, and it's all Brighton Bengals 27-7. They have the lead. Appreciate Spencer back in the Finley Hyundai Studios with all of these scores brought to you by Nets on Fire, building champions on and off the course. And of course, some surprises. First, CC, your reaction to some of the scores from Spencer his opening night across the state of Utah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, this was one of those things where there's been quite a few scores that have shocked me. I wasn't expecting to see Brighton up 27-7 against Desert Hills. I wasn't expecting Cedar to be down 28-0. I mean, there's been some surprising, eye-opening scores so far in the first night of season play.
Yeah, no question about it. Desert Hills got the scoring going 30 seconds into this game, basically. Less than 30 seconds. It was a great kick return. Titan Mason, I had him for a 38-yard run for the touchdown. Tristan John, the PAT, it was good, but that was all the scoring for the Thunder. Brighton, 3 touchdown passes from Jack Johnson tonight. And Wismer has kind of been his favorite target. But I'll tell you what, Miles Peters made some catches. You've had a number of guys. Nash Matheson's probably been kind of the quietest of the wide receivers, and he had the biggest stats coming in. Bo LaFleur's made some nice catches, and we don't have the exact stats on Johnson, but north of 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. I'll tell you what, that's a pretty good half for the senior signal caller for the Bengals.
Yeah, I mean, he went out there, took care of business, and he just knows how to put the ball up to his receivers' high points. I mean, you talk about the touchdown to Peters in the back of the end zone, right up above in his neck area where only he can go get it. You talk about the pass to Donovan. He threw those right in a place where only he can get them. So got to give him credit for the ball placement here tonight.
And on the flip side, the Desert Hills coaching staff clearly looked like Bo Wall got the first quarter, Garrett Grondell got the second quarter. Combined, the numbers 5 for 12 and 2 interceptions, 1 apiece, and only 25 yards passing so far in this game. So Desert Hills, the run game's been okay. Titan Mason had 62 yards and a touchdown on 7 carries, but the passing game not getting going. Now, you can't pin all that on the quarterback. I think you alluded to it earlier. Pass protection, a few snaps that weren't perfect. There was some combination of things that happened in the first half, but they got to clean all that up if they're going to come back and try to win this football game.
Yeah, they're going to have to put it together. I mean, again, it can't just be at this point now sloppy play or good defense. I mean, you need to have some highlights. You got to go and try to attack the back of the end zone. You got to go and try to attack downfield. You just can't be complacent. The game isn't going to just come to the Thunder at this point. They're now kind of with their backs against the wall. Brighton gets the ball back here coming out of half. So, I mean, if I'm the Thunder, I'm thinking, man, oh man, we need to stop and we need a big play.
Tonight's game brought to you by House of Jump. If you Monday through Thursday go down and purchase at least 1 hour of jump time and mention the ad, and they'll give you $10 in free arcade credits. So you can go down there, and they got some bunch of new arcade games. They got the you can get up there and do flips, and you can jump off the tramps and do dunks, and obviously dodgeball. It's obviously one of the. If the kids are bouncing off the walls at home, let them bounce off the walls of House of Jump. It's they won't break anything there, and that's what it's designed. And one of the fun attractions here in Southern Utah, House of Jump, one of our great sponsors of high school football. And also looking for some big hits, brought to you tonight by Dealer Collision. Saw a couple from Taufa, Ocean Taufa, as he had 2 TFLs, and there were some big Dealer Collision hits there. And if you get in an accident, Dealer Collision will get your vehicle repaired quick, fast, and right. And, of course, glad to have them aboard, bringing you high school sports on the network. As always, we're looking for our Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker Play of the Game. We'll keep our eyes on that in the second half. Our Hearst Ace Hardware Player of the Game, our Jersey Mike's Sub of the Game. We got a bunch of awards, but we'll wait till we get to the Johnson Pediatric Dentistry postgame show before we hand those out. But early candidates, I think Jack Johnson, obviously, with his first half performance, got to be your leading candidate for at least Brighton as far as the Player of the Game is concerned.
Yeah, and then, like I said, we mentioned it in the break, you look over at the defensive side of the ball for the Thunder. Ocean Taufa having himself a night already. So a couple guys we're going to be keeping an eye on here as we get ready to kick off this second half of a week 1 opener between the Desert Hills Thunder and the Brighton Bengals.
I want to ask you, do you go back to Bo Wall now, or do you rotate them both for a quarter and see more of each of them? What will be the mindset for Coach Tapps and Coach Stevens?
If I'm looking right now at my team and I'm looking at how we've just performed overall, Devin, tell me if I'm wrong, but that first quarter, it felt like the Thunder had a lot more juice. It just felt like the ball was getting moved down the field. It felt like, yeah, maybe some of it could have been some pass plays, some of it could have been some run plays, but it just felt like there was a little bit more of a cohesiveness, a little bit more cohesion. But we talk about Bo Wall. He did have that interception at the end, so how confident does he feel in that? If I'm betting man, I go back to Bo Wall and I say, hey, let's trust this guy who knows the offense, who's been here a couple seasons, who's already had some reps in here, and the guys can rally behind him. You need a leader right now. This is one of those games where someone's going to have to bring the Thunder back into it.
Yeah, no question. It will be Brighton football, and we're moments away from the second half. Let's take one final 60-second timeout. When we come back, the second half kickoff, Thunder, Bengals, coming up on the Fan Sports Network. Stay with us, everybody.
We love giving back to our community, and over the years, we have provided vehicles for families in need, supported local charities, and helped train our first responders. Dealer Collision, your place for collision repair.
Everyone loves local sports and, of course, loves ice cream. And the best ice cream on the planet is Handel's Homemade Ice Cream. Open late every day of the week with dozens of delicious flavors. So after your favorite team wins, head over to Handel's to celebrate with locations in St. George, Layton, and Woods Cross.
Did you know that St. George News has a new app? Download the St. George News app today and stay up to date on everything happening in Southern Utah. Get instant notifications on news, weather, sports, and more. Download the app today and get your local news now.
As a local business owner, it's important to get the word out about your business. More people equals more revenue for you. Get your business in front of over 160,000 people in Southern Utah each week with St. George News. Contact St. George News today.
Thunder going to kick off here. Tristan John, right-footed boot, low line drive kick. Second half is underway, and this one is returnable out across the 20 and out to the 30, and finally taken down at the 33 on the return. Number 13 for the Bengals, Sam Storrs. Excuse me, number 13, Easton Smith.
Good tackle by Zachary Darger there to save that from being a nice return there. It looked like for a second they might be able to break that out for the Bengals, but good ankle bite there by number 26, Zachary Darger.
You see Bridger Fleming and company out there. Cyrus Polu, Javen Cummings, Hunter Clark. There's Ocean Taufa. He was kind of hiding at the middle backer. Now he's going to come to that right defensive end position. Again, 6 tackles, 2 TFLs for Ocean in that first half. Man in motion, that's Wismer. Jack Johnson going to hand off right up the middle in a good crease. And about a pickup of 5. It'll be second down. And it seems like size-wise, Brighton, since early on, is starting to wear down this Desert Hills defense just a little bit, CC.
And that was one of the keys that we actually gave the advantage to the Thunder. We thought maybe they have a little bit more size. Maybe they'd be able to depend on their run game. But it seems like just right now, going both ways, offense and defense, Brighton's having their way.
Second down, Johnson out of the shotgun. And he's going to go up top with it, rolling. Now he's going to tuck and run. He's hit, and he is going to be dropped. It's a Scooter's Coffee sack for the Thunder.
Yeah, Bridger Fleming there, and I think that was number 44, Davis Olson, combining there for the tackle.
Yeah, Davis Olson got there first, and Fleming helped finish him off. Davis Olson, strong, squats almost 500 pounds. His older brother, Eric Olson, playing for Paul Peterson, Utah Tech. They open up their season on the Fan Sports Network. We'll have Trailblazer football starting September 2nd. They'll open up top 5 team, Montana State.
Uh-oh, that looked like the offensive line didn't hear the snap, and it looks like they called that dead, so.
Going to be a false start.
Yep.
Man, that'll back them up on 3rd down and 8. And now it'll be 3rd down and 13 for the Bengals with a 27-7 lead. Again, still a long way to go, and if you can get behind 27-7, you can certainly come back from this deficit. But the problem has been the passing game and time to pass has not been there for Desert Hills. The run game's been pretty solid, but with all the sacks and TFLs, the 62 yards by Titan Mason ended up being less than 30 yards rushing as a team in the first half because of all the lost yardage on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what you said. You got to be able to protect them up front, but Tyler Morris, I think you get back to it, you have a chance. The Desert Hills Thunder, they're trying to make a nice run. Ocean Taufa again, now with a sack added on to the stat sheet.
Another Scooter's Coffee sack, Ocean Taufa. And now Bengals are going to have to look at the strength as he brought.
Look at that. Did there. That was beautiful. He had that one arm out on number 50 there, held him out in front of him, saw the read come out, shed the block.
He's been in the weight room, huh, buddy?
Yeah, he looks good. Compared to last season, I mean, he looks a little thicker, looks a little bigger. You can tell him and his brother have been working out.
So Taufa with the sack. Davis Olson, Bridger Fleming probably had a half sack each. So 2 Scooter's Coffee sacks on that drive. And that's a little bit of an inspired defensive performance, which Coach Taps must have fired him up a little bit in the locker room, made a few adjustments. Now they should get pretty good field position here. Hunter Clark bobbles the kick. Now catches it, retraces steps, goes left. Now he's to the middle of the field, cuts back, and then finally driven down to the 40. Ran a long way to get about a 10-yard punt return.
Yeah, I mean, hey, for a second it looked like maybe he was going to make some magic happen, but still, 10 yards, I'll take it over none. So good return there by the Thunder. Even better stop, though, by the defense. Give their guys a chance to get back in this game.
And it is Garrett Grondell out there at quarterback. So you wonder maybe if Bo Wall got a little shaken up or something. Where is Bo? He's on the sideline down there right by the coaching staff, but they are going with Grondell at the QB position. Hand off to Titan Mason. Tries the right side, turn north and south, and then hit immediately and drop. Pretty good tackle there by number 24, Dylan Thomas, but he did pick up 2.
Oh, and look at that, Double D. It looks like Stu Talfa's no longer in at center either. They're trying out a different lineup, trying to see who that is, who got the sub. I think that might be Luke Boley or Kit Robinson.
It's Boley. It's 61
Yeah,
Boley.
that's Luke Boley, yep. So he's in right now for Stu Talfa.
Blitz coming. They'll run it inside, and here comes Mason. Turns the corner, 40, 35, and delivers a hit down at the 30-yard line. And that is a 27-yard run by Mason as he rips off another long one.
Oh, Fasiale felt all of that, too. Number 1 for the Brighton Bengals. He kind of caught the bad end of a truck stick here from Titan Morris. Look at the contact here.
He was kind of shedding that block. And Siale Ofa, ouch. And Titan Mason is a nice back.
Well, that was a beautiful run there. I mean, they ran it right at the blitz. Looks like Stu Talfa's coming right back in, too.
Titan Mason hit after a 2-yard gain. And big hit brought to you by Dealer Collision there in the middle of the field. And that was number 5. Miles Morgan again. He's already got an interception in this game, and now coming up and filling in the gap and knocking down Mason.
I'm seeing what's happening here. It looks like Stu Talfa's kicking over to left guard. We're going to have Luke Boley come in at center. And that means whoever was at our left guard might be dealing with a little bit of an injury, or maybe they're just trying to switch some things up. But showing a little bit of versatility is Talfa here.
RPO, they give it to Mason again.
Holy
nice little cut.
Excuse my French, Devin, but I just paid attention to Stu Talfa run the absolute nastiest pancake block. Dusty, can we run that back for the viewers? Watch 51 come around the edge here and just stuff this man into the dirt.
Yeah.
And that's a guy right there who's getting Division I recruits.
Yeah, a lot of them under the belt. All the in-state schools, a lot of the formed Pac-12 schools, Big 12 schools.
Yeah,
already
Baylor
offered. Yeah, Baylor was one of the first. Utah Tech locally offered him as well. They were one of the first. 7:09 and ticking, and now flags fly. We're into the third quarter. Still 27-7, but Desert Hill's on the march, and it's all on the ground.
Yeah, Coach Taps is going to have his freaking team running laps or something on Monday. I mean, this is the 4th time now we've had a false start or a neutral zone infraction. I mean, these are easy penalties you got to clean up if you want to win games.
Back them up here. See if they can get Cyrus Polu maybe to sneak in and get some touches offensively. We saw him 1 catch in this game back in the first half. Grondell's going to throw. Rolls left, throws across his body, and completes it down inside the 20 into the Red Rock Real Estate red zone. Good throw by Garrett Grondell.
Yeah, rolling out to his left, throwing kind of across his body, and delivers a pretty good ball there that only his receiver can get. Has to kind of go down to it. So nice completion there for a first down.
I think that was Anijah Cummings with the catch, the sophomore wide receiver. And that was one of the big question marks. They lost a lot of receivers last year in that senior class. Got some good ones through the years. He'll run it up the middle, and Grondell pulls it out. That's a good thing, but he's only going to get a couple of yards as somebody shot in there and just absolutely discombobulated that play.
It looked like
Miles Morgan maybe again?
Yeah, I was going to say, it looked like for a second they tried to do the handoff, and the guy was already almost tackled in the backfield, so Garrett Grondell was like, nope, no, give it to me. They kind of bobbled. But, you know, instead of having negative yards, you'll take it as a down, lost play.
The only final tonight in Region 9 was Springville beating Dixie what was it, 34-7, I think?
I think it was 37-7.
End around, and that doesn't go for much. So they're still just inside the 20 of Brighton. And it's going to be third down for the Thunder. Third and long. Third and just a little over 10 yards to go. You take a shot here?
Yeah, I mean, and you can feel it. I think the fans are kind of feeling it too. Like, you got to get on the board if you're the Thunder here. You can't really afford to get anything less than 6 points.
See what they draw up. Grondell going to roll to the left, step up in the pocket, under pressure. He's going to keep rolling and tuck and run, and he's going to get 5 or 6, but it's going to be fourth down as he'll get down inside the 15.
And you got to go for it here, I'm assuming. I mean, you can look at going out and sending the kicker for 3, but at 20-7, 5 minutes left in the third quarter, my guess is you're probably considering going out there and trying to get some points on the board.
Yep, and that's exactly what it looks like they're going to do. No sign of the kicker anywhere here, and it's fourth and a long 4, almost 5. We'll call it 4th and 5 after a 6-yard run.
Gutsy call for Coach Taps.
Titan Mason in the backfield next to Garrett Grondell. Twins to either side. Ball on the far hash here. Fourth down, they're going to run a little scissor action in the backfield. Grondell keeps it, has some room, prancing down inside the 10, but he's not going to be quite to the sticks. It's going to be really close.
Oh,
I don't think he got it. I think he's going to be a half a yard shy, I believe. But they might have to measure, though. It is that close, and we're up in the booth.
You can't tell from here, but I think they might need to consider bringing the chains out. It looks close.
Gene Van Orden, our official tonight, is going to say Brighton football, short of the chains.
Yeah, you see it here on the replay. He had Cyrus Polu out there kind of putting his hand up asking for the ball, but, you know, Garrett Grundle just calls his own number, trust the legs, and, man, inches short.
And so an opportunity, and we talked about one of our keys to game, red zone chances, and that time, first time they've been in the red zone since the opening drive where they skipped the red zone and scored, and they come up empty. And you got to give credit to Brighton's defensive front set. They are just getting in the backfield immediately.
All night the Brighton Bengals have been getting after it, and I mean, we talk about it. It's not just the defensive line, but it's the offensive line. They've been having their way as far as pass protection goes, as far as opening up holes. It just seems like the Bengals came out here a little bit more physical, a little bit more ready to play tonight. Now, granted, 5 minutes in the third left, still in the whole other fourth quarter. This game is by no means over, but Desert Hills is going to need to get some here. You know, you've gotten a couple stops now on defense. You weren't able to convert on offense. At one point or another, does it go before the back breaks?
Quick throw on a hitch route, and it's caught. And it'll be a gain out to the 15-yard line. Pick up of 5. Catch made again by Donovan Wismer. Been busy tonight. He's been Jack Johnson's favorite target.
Yeah, he's
leading this team in receptions at least.
He's had a nice night. I mean, 2 touchdowns. He had the 1 touchdown behind the back. Had the 1 touchdown where he beat the DB over the top for about 40 yards. I mean, it's been a good game for Wiseman.
Yeah, 3 touchdown passes for Jack Johnson. The tight end had the other one, Miles Peters.
Oh, nice little pump fake there by Johnson. Rolls outside, tries to get a first down. I think they're going to call him a little bit short.
Yeah, Cyrus Polu kind of jumping on the back there and dragging him down just shy of the line to gain. And it does look like it's going to be close to a measurement or no, they're waving first down.
Yeah, they're giving it to him.
I thought it was close.
I've been very impressed with Johnson here for Brighton. I mean, he looks like a guy who's really kind of come into his own. I mean, you talk about 2 seasons, what he's done there overall. I already gave you kind of the stats and rundown for what he did last year, but his sophomore season, he was just as good, Devin. In his first 2 seasons there, he has 5,210 total yards, 59 touchdowns, 20 interceptions. His sophomore season, he threw for 2,623 yards, 31 touchdowns, 10 interceptions.
Well, he's a great fit for the spread offense. He makes good decisions. He's very athletic. He has a great pocket presence, and he delivers a great touch on every single pass. But when he needs a little zip, he's got the arm strength. And you don't see a weakness in Jack Johnson. And you don't see much of a weakness at all in this Brighton offense tonight. And then the defense holding this Thunder team to 7 points right now. They've been terrific as well.
And that's why you go and schedule these games, though. If you're Coach Taps and you're the Thunder, you want to see where your guys are at. You want to get engaged that before you get into region play. The good thing going for them is we look into region, there's really not a quarterback who's kind of come back and taken the lead other than Steele Barbin and Coden Lund. So you get past those two guys, it's kind of wide open as far as quarterback and the knowledge behind there goes. But this is definitely one of those games where the Thunder, got to show a little bit of drive, got to show a little bit of fight. You found yourselves with your back against the wall. Still, 20-point game. It's a 3-touchdown. You can get a stop on defense, get a quick score, find yourself right back in this game. But it's not going to happen without a fight.
One of the halftime scores that's kind of interesting right now is that Stansbury-Snow Canyon game. They're probably into the third quarter at this point. Stansbury leading 19-13 over Snow Canyon last report. Our updates brought to you by Nets on Fire, building champions on and off the court. Check out their training packages from individual work to camps to tournaments. netsonfire.org. Time to hoop at Nets. Maybe we should get a little Fan Sports Network pickup game going over at Nets one of these mornings.
Oh, yeah, I think we should.
Maybe afternoons on the weekend, because mornings, it's tough when we get the morning show to get any hoops before the show, isn't it?
That's all right. We'll find a time to get some afternoon hoops in if we need to, but we got the round bound of me the rebound in a Paul, so yeah, we'll be all right. We got a good group of guys.
Johnson, little miscommunication in the backfield, and he is dropped. Actually, that's not Johnson. That looked like Case Beams, the backup quarterback.
That was number 7, yeah.
Yeah, and Johnson now comes in. So they ran one play with Beams, and now Johnson right back out on the field.
Might have been one of those
designed runs or something.
Sometimes that, and also when you have like a little gear thing, or if your helmet pops off, you have to sit out the play.
So Beams checks out, Johnson back in. It was a loss of 1. Johnson, quick throw, hitch, complete. Actually a slant. And Wismer again out to the 35, and a Finley Subaru first down.
Yeah, I mean, everything's coming his way tonight. Wismer, if he's seeing the ball, he's catching it, and really has just been a dynamic playmaker for the Brighton Bengals tonight.
Just a reminder, later tonight, on St. George News and on St. George News Facebook page, you'll have the Region 9 recap with highlights and all the scores. Check that out. But still, long way to go. We're into the latter stages of the third quarter. Another short pickup through the air for the Bengals, and they lead 27-7 on our Wilkinson scoreboard. Desert Hills scored first, but 27 straight points by the Bengals. Nobody scored here in the second half, though.
Yeah, it's been a quiet half. Both teams kind of trying to get back to that run game there.
Run up the middle, and Bridger Fleming got his arms on the running back in a short gain, and it'll be about a 3-yard gain, almost 4. 3rd down and 2. They got to get across the 45 for a first down. Ball spotted at the 43. They'll run it. Hartle up the middle. Off right tackle, and he didn't get it. Got a yard.
Yeah, good stop there by the defense. And I was just about to say, Bridger Fleming is one of those guys that I want to be watching a little closer all season long. You know, he plays at that nose tackle position, that one tech, and he really does eat a lot of double teams, but that kind of clears things up for some other guys to make some plays.
Stu Taufa goes back out there on this 4th down as Brighton will go for it. Kind of the goal line defense, everybody crowding the line of scrimmage. 2 receiver set, offset eye. The quarterback sneak it, and they got it. First down, Bengals.
Oh, they Philadelphia Eagled it, man. They had the guy go into motion. I think that was Wismer, and just jumped right behind Johnson, pushed him forward for the extra 1.5 yards or so.
Tonight's game brought to you by our friends at Adams Wealth Advisors. Good fortune is what happens when opportunity meets with planning. Adams Wealth Advisors help you plan your financial future. Learn more. Schedule a consultation. AdamsWealthAdvisors.com. Again, over 25 points on the scoreboard. So fans, you win. We've seen over 25 points in some of the other games across the region. And that means the big score dessert is in effect tonight on the season opener for Region 9 football here in St. George. This is good only at the St. George Yogurt Land, but you can get 5 ounces free yogurt. Just go in there, mention the Big Score dessert after the game tonight. Coming up when we're done, we'll have the Johnson Pediatric Dentistry postgame show. And once we're done with that, we'll go back to the studio on the radio side for a look at all the final scores around the region and the state. Stats, reaction, analysis. Spencer hosting back in studio. Johnson, stretch play, and TFL again. And guess who? Ocean Taufa, right on cue. Big night. This is 4th TFL or 5th? I've lost track.
I think that's his 4th TFL. I know he's got a sack on the night. He's probably got about 8 total tackles. I mean, this dude is a human highlight reel tonight. One-man wrecking ball.
Watch it again. Taufa, I mean, almost unblocked. How do you not block? Big 2-7.
I think they're trying. He's just getting their hands up on him.
He's kind of like, oh, yeah.
The little Nick Bosa, Joey Bosa shoulder shrug there that they do.
He has certainly been the bright spot for the defense without question. Out there on a 2-wide set. Johnson will go under center, bootleg out, throw it into the flat, complete. Bo LaFleur, stiff arm, and he'll take it out across midfield. Davis Olsen finally chases him out of bounds.
Yeah, good catch there by LaFleur as he, like you said, puts the stiff arm out, gets some extra yardage.
10-yard gain.
This is where you got to get another stop. You find yourself now in a 3rd and short. What are you going to do? Are you going to force them to get a little bit long here, or are you going to give them that chance to go for it on 4th down and get the first?
2nd down and 4, and right back ahead of the chains are the Bengals. 3rd down and 3. Play action. Looking to throw. Pressure. Johnson makes a man miss. Pump fakes. Tight ropes to sideline. No, he stepped out of bounds back at the 44, it looks like. The linesman, I think that's Matt Hershey, says 4th down.
Yeah, lucky he got called out of bounds there.
Actually lost a yard on the play.
I was going to say, Johnson almost had something out of nothing there as he started to take up towards the left sideline. But this is big. This is what we talked about, Devin. Now, can you stop them? Can you make sure that they don't convert on 4th and short, get the ball back, but go down and score? You got to get yourself some points.
Got to get a stop here first.
A defensive touchdown would be killer right now for the Thunder. If they can force a fumble or a pick 6 or something to get a little bit of energy going on that sideline.
Jack Johnson, senior quarterback, having a night, and now Coach Sutera is going to take a timeout. We'll take it with them. 30-second timeout brought to you by Luke Udy at American Family Insurance. Get a free quote on auto, health, or life insurance today. We'll be right back. 4th down when we return.
Hey, it's Sheldon Demke. Check out the latest episode of What's on the Menu, a behind-the-scenes tour of local restaurants. We'll see some of their favorite dishes and get an inside look on how these dishes are prepared. Check out this week's episode at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab.
Adams Wealth Advisory is a financial planning firm that is combined with an investment firm to provide the best possible outcomes for our clients.
I always believe if you're intentional with your financial plan, things are going to work out really well for you.
Here's it, Adam.
And we are back here, just 35 seconds left. Quarter number 3, 4th and 3. And the Bengals decided to use their first time out here in the second half to talk things over. And now we'll see what they want to do. Looks like they might punt this football up by 20 as they're dropping back Miles Peters into the punt formation. So they've been aggressive on these situations. I'm almost surprised a little bit that they are punting the ball, but trying to pin the Thunder deep with a big lead.
I mean, if I'm looking at them and I'm Coach Sturr, I'm saying, hey, you know, the Thunder really haven't done anything other than that big run in the first quarter. So, yeah, I'm going to give them the ball back. I'm going to put my defense on the field, and I'm going to trust them.
Yeah, and probably one of the best kicks, but too good. As that one goes into the end zone for the touchback. So they'll set up shop at the 20-yard line. And it looks like it will be Garrett Grondel at quarterback again here for the Thunder.
So I wonder then if Bo Wall got a little nicked up, or
if Grondel's getting the third, he'll get the fourth. I don't know. Preseason, Wall got the start, but haven't seen him beyond the first quarter here. Grondel, 28 seconds to go. He's going to hand off up the middle. Titan Mason going to make a jump cut. Still fighting for yardage. Still fighting, and finally gang tackled and driven down. I think he'll give him forward momentum out across the 25 to the 26.
Yeah, looks like that's probably going to go ahead and maybe one more play. Wrap up this third quarter here.
Yeah, that'll do it. They're going to let the clock tick down. 3 quarters on an opening night here. The defending state champs find themselves down. Well, now they stop the clock. And it's an injury. That's why. A cramp. Looks like maybe one of the defensive linemen for the Bengals cramping up. 94, Tyree Pearson, maybe 94. Can't tell. He's laying on his back. So that will not do it for the third quarter.
Go ahead and get one more play out there. Maybe Desert Hills on 2nd and 4th. They try to set up a deep shot, Devin. See if maybe they can get Javian Cummings across the middle.
Elijah Cummings, Javian Cummings, kind of the two guys at receiver that they've targeted the most. Also, I think just one reception other than those two guys. I think only 5 at halftime. Only 5 completions by the Thunder quarterbacks combined. And you wondered after Noah Fuatololo graduated, you saw Bo Wall play in 4 games and do an admirable job as a sophomore. Grondel comes in, transfer, and Wall played the first, and now Grondel's been the guy at the signal caller position the rest of the way. But it hasn't really mattered who's been out there. The passing game has been almost non-existent for the Thunder, and they've had to rely really on a heavy dose of the run game tonight. See what they do here. Now some movement.
Yeah, I got to say, it hasn't been.
Nobody moved. They just let the clock run down. So they'll switch sides. We'll take a full timeout. 45-second break. We'll be right back here on the Fan Sports Network on the Wilkinson scoreboard. Brighton 27, Desert Hills 7.
Whatever it takes.
State Bank of Southern Utah appreciates the community.
Check out this week's edition of TGIF on stgeorgenews.com. TGIF is your weekend adventure guide to all the fun and exciting things going on in Southern Utah this weekend. Find this week's edition at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab. Have a blast this weekend.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you could still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey
For Region 9 action in tonight's Boulevard home game of the week on the Fan Sports Network.
Hey, we're back, everybody. Devin Dixon, Connor Collins here at Desert Hills High School. Brighton leading by 20. Start of the fourth quarter. Thunder with the ball, second down from their own 25-yard line. 4 yards to go here. They'll run it up the middle, and nothing doing there. Big tackle by big number 91, and that is Easton Adamson. And that was a big hit. And they'll lose a couple yards. And now somebody's cramping again. Got a player down about the 35-yard line, helmet off. And, 98 was the high today. Obviously, sunset's cooling down a little bit, but
yeah, it's about 89 or so right now, it's saying. And, Brighton, it's probably a little bit cooler up north compared to what they're dealing with down here. Still, got to get your fluids in, take your Pedialyte. That way you don't have to worry about this type of stuff bothering you.
And now you got a host of Brighton coaches and staff and trainers around one of the defensive players. I couldn't catch the number there. Did you see?
No, I wasn't able to see before he went down there, but looks like the casual cramp there. They're stretching out the legs and the hamstrings and just kind of loosening up those muscles. Those are killer, man. I've had those where it literally feels like someone's pulling a guitar string just in your hamstring, and nothing you can do other than sit there and just deal with the pain until it's out. So,
do you have a final? Of course, this game's been done for a while. Springville beat Dixie 34-7. Flyers' only touchdown came on a 75-yard kick return.
Yeah.
Current score, Logan just took it in for the touchdown. Pineview did block the point after, though, so Pineview leads right now 22-13. 22-13 the score. 5:15 left in the third quarter. That one over at Pineview High School. Remember, Pineview went winless last year, so a win to open up the season tonight would be huge for Coach Boyer and the Panthers.
Yeah, anytime you start off the season with a win, especially after going winless the year before, like I said earlier, it's a momentum builder. You get into the locker room and you get to look at your teammates and your brothers and you say, hey, we're already one step closer than we were last year. Building steps from there, and you keep moving forward.
27-7, and still it's hitting to the injured Bengal. Now they're going to help him up. So I was about to think about a break, but we'll keep it right here as he's now, and that is one of their stars.
Yeah, number 5.
Who has been making plays, Miles Morgan, all night long. And Morgan,
the linebacker we talked about, who had a good opportunity this year to step up.
So they'll help him off and check on him, and we'll see if he's able to return. Right now, they're going to throw it. Rondell over the middle on a slant. Flags fly. It's incomplete. But maybe new life for the Thunder appears to be maybe pass interference on the play.
Yeah, I would guess flag in the area of that. I mean, a little bit of contact, not much. Gets a hand in, I guess, right as the ball's about to get there. So good call by the referee to throw the flag, give a new set of downs there for the Thunder.
Yep, PI. And now 10 yards. The penalty there, and so that'll be enough for first down. So on third down, instead of maybe have to punt, new life for the Thunder. It's maybe the start of.
You got to take what you can. There's less than 12 minutes in the fourth quarter. You haven't really had a shot deep yet, and it's not that they haven't tried. I just got to give credit to the Bengals. They play great defense up front. That front four is getting after it.
Out of the gun, Grondell has some time. Now he steps up, looking, deep ball, one-on-one to Polu, and it's incomplete. And I think the Thunder wanted a little push. They kind of pushed Polu out of bounds there, knocked him off his route, but no flags fly this time.
Yeah, good coverage there by number 21. I think that might have been Jerome. Let me confirm with that one there. No, that was Andrew Wood out there on that pass breakup.
So second down and 10 for the Thunder. And we'll see what Grondell and the offense can do here. Taking some time. And now the run up the middle. Here comes Titan Mason.
Oh, he's got a crease.
Over 100 yards and more. Titan Mason to the 30. High to the 20, down to the 10. And he's going to take it into the end zone for the touchdown. A 61-yard touchdown by Titan Mason. And he's got 161 yards rushing and 2 scores tonight.
Woo-wee, Devin, that's a big boy run. You put your stiff arm down on somebody. Look at that. Right up the middle. Shrug off a couple would-be tacklers, but this is beautiful right here. You get these guys playing a little hokey pokey behind you, give number a little stiff arm to the ground. That's how you finish a run. Get your team back in there. A little bit of energy now on this Thunder sideline.
Ocean Taufa on defense, Titan Mason on offense have been the stars for the Thunder. Is that the spark they needed? Brighton still has the lead, 27-14. Let's look at that one more time. I mean, this is a earlier play in the game, but let's go back to the play we just had there. Thank you, Dusty. Here's the run by Titan Mason. Good blocking up front, but look at the wherewithal, the nice cut back there. And then, I can see why people say he's a combo of speed, finesse, and power as he just outruns the defense for the score. And maybe, again, the spark the Thunder were looking for as they cut that lead down to 27-14.
Man, Devin, I've seen some angry runs in my days, but that was a guy right there with some purpose behind that. He got a little bit of a crease. He saw some daylight, and he never, ever looked back. I mean, it was beautiful the way he was able to influence the safety to kind of dodge and weave in front of him. Got just enough, like I said, finish it with a nasty stiff arm, go the rest of the way in. That's what the Thunder need. You're looking at this 14-27. Now, hey, maybe you go out there, you get a nice stop on defense, maybe a little defensive score. You're right back into this game if you're the Thunder.
I have him for 100. Adams Wealth Advisor stat line for Titan Mason in his debut as a Desert Hills running back. The junior has 161 yards and 2 touchdowns.
I'll tell you what, Devin, we were coming into this game, and you told me, hey, keep an eye out for number 2. He may not be Titan Morris, but Titan Mason. You told me to keep an eye out for it. I'll tell you what, he's got me. I'm on the radar. Number 2, you're an angry runner, and I will be following you along this season, and let's see what happens.
11-17 to go. We'll see if the score by Mason inspires the defense, who has definitely played better in the second half. And we haven't seen Jack Johnson get those big plays like he had the 3 passing touchdowns in the first half.
Well, Brighton had 27 in the first, and honestly, it was 27 unanswered. But now, Desert Hills, they get a little stop. They go out there, they score. Can you get another stop? Can you force them to give you the ball back? And can you get the score quick? Because you're not talking about more quarters to play. You're now looking at the final 11 minutes here.
13 carries for the 161 yards for Mason, by the way.
Yeah, that guy is, I'll tell you what, when you talk about having that speed, that finesse, that combo with power, I mean, he looks like the full package. Desert Hills, again, found themselves hitting the gold mine again with another running back.
And that pass right into the hands and then out of the hands of Beau LaFleur, incomplete.
All right, Devin, this is it here. Set up a 3rd and long opportunity. If they can get a stop, this gives the Thunder a little bit of air in their lungs, a little bit of life to breathe.
D Hills definitely needs the ball back here. 10:39 on the clock, trailing 27-14. Big 3rd down here, 3rd and 7.
Yeah, let's see here what Jack Johnson's thinking. Number 2 for the Bengals. Takes the snap. He's looking.
And that's time.
Oh, beautiful. Oh!
That is an unprotected receiver. There's an emphasis on that. He got him up high. He's popping back up. Now he's going back down. And that's going to be a 1st down for the Bengals. And now we've got another flag flying, maybe something said.
Yeah, I think Coach was a little unhappy and tried to come out and share some words, but that was a big hit there across the middle. I mean, Jack Johnson was looking. He had number 11, that was Rowan Hennings, wide open there. Actually threw a laser there in the post, but boom, big
and
hit.
Hunter Clark did not lead with the head.
Yeah, he didn't lead with the head.
Protected receiver at that point. And that is an emphasis in the rule book. We were talking with our referee earlier this week, Gene Van Orden, about that, and we were talking more about the
spot foul,
the overtime rules where and such. But that is something that's still an emphasis, right? You offense and defensive players are deemed protected. You could be going up for an interception, and if you get hit and you're unprotected, that is a penalty, and that's why you saw the flags. By the letter of the law, that is a good call by our officiating crew.
It's a good call. It's killer. I mean, it's a really crucial moment there for the Thunder. You're looking at it, 3rd and long, big hit to break up the pass, and you're thinking, hey, we got a chance to get the ball back, but looks like they're going to call the penalty. Looks like he's up now, though, number 11. So going to get Rowan off the field, probably get him looked at over there on the sideline, but it's going to be a new set of downs, and that's going to set it up again for the Bengals.
Yeah, and you hope there that Rowan Hennings is okay, the junior. It's a defenseless player. And then we've got a post-play unsportsmanlike conduct against Desert Hills as well. So right when you were thinking third down, you get off the field, now that happens, and boom, boom. Now 2 penalties on the same play.
You're looking at like a 20-yard gain.
And that definitely was a dealer collision, big hit.
Dude, I jumped on him. I was sitting here, and I saw that thing from a mile away. I was like, oh, wow, beautiful pass. Oh, wow, wide open guy. Oh, wow, he just got nailed. And you mentioned it, Hunter Clark. Did he go helmet to helmet? No, but that's the rule. When you have a defenseless receiver and you kind of lower that head and shoulder to the head, that upper body area, and you kind of let one rip, I mean, 9 times out of 10, the referees are going to err on the side of the offense for that.
Dealer Collision, proud sponsor, Region 9. From a minor collision to a big accident, they'll fix your vehicle the right way.
Yeah, they just did my Subaru up.
Fix you up, huh?
Yeah, you remember seeing the Subaru. She got a little banged up, but we got her up and running again. Shout out to Dealer Collision.
Yep. Run for a short gain on the play, but with the penalties now into Thunder territory, it'll be second down and 9 from the 47-yard line. They'll give them a gain of 1 to the 46, so second down and 9. Boulevard Home, our title sponsor of high school football, making your house more of a home for years. Location St. George, Mesquite, Cedar. Thank you, Boulevard Home. Under 10 minutes to play. Run up the middle, working on the clock, and there's a big gash and nice run there. That looked like Bo LaFleur, didn't it? Number 10. Run.
That was LaFleur, little fullback dive. LaFleur's kind of been all over the place, playing a little bit of fullback, tight end, running back, receiver. I mean, looks like he's kind of their version of Cyrus Polu, a little bit of a jackknife.
Mason Topalian just got a 5-yard touchdown run as we got a Nets on Fire Region 9 update. And Crimson is now opening it up. After trailing 8-0, they have scored 35 unanswered and lead 35-8 over 3A powerhouse Morgan.
Yeah, that's a way to respond, especially, we talk about some of our preseason favorites, the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs, a team that we were paying a lot of attention to. Another fullback dive there. Looks like Brighton just getting concerned with getting out of this game healthy at this point, running out the clock.
3-yard pickup there is, just ground chuck has entered the building here as they're definitely trying to get back on the bus, get all the way back up to Brighton.
And now this game's not done, Double D, but you
kind of feel like you need a turnover, though.
Yeah, you're feeling like that momentum, which almost was there with Desert Hills. They got the touchdown, had the big stop on third down, but then the hit and the sportsmanlike conduct. I mean, now they're over here sitting at the 30-yard line, about to be on the red zone again. So really feeling for the Thunder.
Jack Johnson taking a shot over the top, high point, and catch down to the 5-yard line. The chemistry between Johnson and his receivers. This is Cash Gay, first catch of the game, I believe, and a beautiful one at that.
I seen it. I mean, I just off the rip, I said got him, and you could see it. Had him, jumped up, high pointed that ball perfectly. Again, this guy Johnson puts it on the money every time. It's like he knows where his receivers are going to go up for the ball, and that's exactly where he's leaving it.
And you kind of saw Trey Horton just kind of jogging in the end zone like he got me, and it's not like he got burnt toast.
Yeah, he was in good position.
The timing is so good.
It's just it's literally one of those plays, Devin, where great defense, even better offense.
I agree. 8 minutes and 5 seconds now left here in the fourth quarter, and they'll run it and up the middle and not quite to the goal line, just shy, down around the 1.5 yard line. Now a flag flies in late.
Yeah, that was number 71 there, big fella who was kind of getting a little active at the play. I think that was Benjamin Harkness. Yeah.
Henriquez.
He got a little active there, kind of took one of the Thunder, threw him down by the collar after the whistle.
And that'll back the Bengals up. Getting a little chippy out there.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't the night that the Thunders were expecting. They came out here thinking, hey, we're defending state champs. We're kind of got that bullseye on our back. Let's go out there and prove what we got. And to be honest, Brighton came out here and gave it to them. They played a really well coached football game. I mean, getting Desert Hills to jump off sides, getting them to have some false starts. And we talk about the lightning delay, how we thought maybe that was going to help Desert Hills and kind of break up Brighton's momentum. momentum, but it didn't. It didn't. They came right back at it, and they look like they're on one here tonight.
So the penalty, it was a dead ball penalty, so it will be second down. They'll back them up to about the 17-yard line. So still in the Red Rock Real Estate red zone, redrockrealestate.com. Johnson looking to throw, pump fake. Now he's going to tuck and run, cut back down inside the 10, still fighting for yardage down near the 5-yard line, and showing you the dual threat ability of Johnson on that run. And clock now down to 7 minutes and 20 seconds, and it's 3rd and goal. So we'll see what they draw up here. When you can roll Johnson out, when you can run it just enough to be effective with play action, and when you can throw that back shoulder down the sideline like he's done 7 or 8 times tonight. Jack Johnson now over 300 yards passing in this game. Big night for the senior quarterback, and now we got another injured player. And now I feel like Brighton may be starting to cramp up. And we started to talk about the heat. Not as bad as it could have been today, but still hot. August 11th in St. George, Utah. That's Enriquez.
Sun's gone down, so it feels much better in here. I know us four, we got up in the booth. Our cameraman up there, Sebastian, we were trying to get rolling, and it got hot up in here. So it's feeling nice now in St. George. The sun's down, pushing that 9:40, coming up on the 10 o'clock hour. So, yeah, I mean, for Brighton, you're coming down up north. It's probably a little bit hotter right now around this time than it is up there. But, hey, that's why they give us Pedialyte. That's why they give you Gatorade, and that's why they give you pickles.
And right now, they're getting the crowd going here at D Hills. The little AO. As with 6:54 to go in the 4th quarter, it's still 27-14. But Brighton knocking on the door deep in the Red Rock Real Estate red zone. Appreciate Cache Valley Bank. You're a financial outfitter, mountains away. And Intermountain Sports Performance. There's no off-season. Get sport-specific training from Logan to St. George. Appreciate Handel's Homemade Ice Cream. Open late, 7 days a week. Stop by for the best ice cream on the planet. It is good ice cream.
Oh, yeah.
If you haven't had it, you got to go try it.
I've been there a handful of times. They got that mint Oreo cookie flavor. That's right up my alley, man.
And Handel's has, of course, the owner of Handel's franchise in St. George, but they also have locations up there in Layton and Woods Cross. If you're up north or a Brighton fan, want to stop by, get a scoop or two. I like that Graham Central Station. It is delicious. Here we go. 3rd down and goal. Ball just outside the 5-yard line. Jack Johnson's going to take a look back over the sideline.
I'm looking at that left side there, Devin, and I'm seeing a lot of open space if they're trying to set up a little pick route, maybe a little fade route out there.
We'll see what Josiah Price, the offensive coordinator, wants his quarterback to do. It's over the middle. High point touchdown. Guess who? The big tight end. Again, his 2nd touchdown of the night, receiving Miles Peters. 6'4", and the pass right on the hands of Peters. Touchdown.
Yeah, how many times are we going to say it with this Johnson kid? The pass right on the freaking money. Only where his guy can get it. And I'm sorry, Hunter Clark, but he big-bodied you there. That was a great play by a 6'4" tight end using every bit of his length and his ability. So this is no game is lost until the final whistle's blown, but we're coming up on what looks like a 34-14, about a 20-point game here, so it's kind of backs against the wall if you're the Thunder. 6.5 minutes left in the game. So I ask you, Double D, obviously this isn't the way they wanted to start off this season. What do the Thunder have to do going forward? I mean, just as far as this game, how do you find something to build off of?
I think it's just you got to be more efficient in the passing game and the pass blocking game, and the turnover differential. I mean, 2 turnovers to 0 for Brighton. But it's you're playing a big, strong 5A. I mean, you can tell Brighton's been in the weight room. They got some dudes.
Yeah.
Their offensive and defensive line probably a little more size than Desert Hills, but Desert Hills has matched the physicality for the most part tonight. So I'm not worried about that. I think Desert Hills defensively has playmakers with Polu and Ocean Taufa. Obviously, the penalties, it's the first game of the season. I don't think they'll have to hit the panic button. There's a revenge factor. Desert Hills beat them last year on the way to winning the 4A state championship, and Brighton went 9-2. 6-0 in their region. So this is a team that has been gaining steam since early in the season last year. The second loss came in the quarterfinals of the 5A playoffs, and that was a 28-20 loss to Olympus, a good program, and it was an 8-point loss. So Coach Sotera is really building the culture. This is just his second season. Coach Tapp's coaching debut, a lot to learn, but I don't think there's too much to worry about. This is still a good football team.
But yeah, I'm thinking, if I'm Coach Taps, I'm looking at my guys and I'm saying, hey, chop this one up to the game, but what are you going to do? You're going to lay down and you're going to get rolled over for the next 6.5 minutes, or you're going to get up and you're the Desert Hills Thunder, you're coming off a state championship, and I don't know about you, Devin, but it's about 10 o'clock. I'm looking around. It's about a 20-point game, and the stands are still pretty packed here. So if I'm talking to my team, I'm saying, hey, if they're out here watching us, give them a show. Let's give them a fight, and if I'm the Thunder, got to make a run for it.
Like what I saw from Coach Taps, he just put his arm around the helmet of Hunter Clark and talking and coaching and teaching.
Yeah, Hunter Clark had the real big hit on 3rd and long. Thought maybe the pass breakup was going to give them a little life, and then instead they end up getting the first down.
Run to Titan. And Titan Mason's had a huge night tonight. I mean,
look at the 2 touchdowns.
Over 160 yards. I think that was his 14th run of the night. 161 yards on 14 carries, 2 touchdowns, the Adams Wealth Advisor stat line. But you look at 4 passing touchdowns, over 300 yards for Jack Johnson. That's been the great equalizer, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, again, we talked about it, how this guy looks like a Division I quarterback. He's been making some great reads, good throws, and got to give credit to where it's due. Those guys came ready to play. As far as that wide receiver core, you look at Weiser, you look at Myra Phillips. I mean, it's just all around. They've been taking care of business there.
5:38 to go. Another run to the outside for Mason, and he picked up 4. So 3rd down and a long 6 here. Garrett Grondell trying to get a little rhythm in the passing game here on 3rd down, though. Spread him out to the right. Outside the tackle, the throw off the hands of the receiver there, incomplete. And that was a catchable ball there, but just couldn't bring it to the body. And that'll bring the punt unit on for the Thunder, and that might be it. It's comeback bid, just not enough time left as they have to punt here with now 5:33 on the clock, and you're down by 20. USA women's soccer lost, but I'm looking forward to the FIBA, the NBA, the FIBA. We had a couple warm-up games. I think playing Luca tonight in an exhibition game for our U.S. men's basketball team.
Yeah,
you excited to watch a little bit of that, CC?
Oh, I am. I'm a hooper at heart. I may have got this football scholarship, but I love getting out there on the hardwood court. And there's a lot of good guys going right now on the FIBA. It may not be the international teams that we're used to, the dream teams, the revelation teams, but hell, you got some good talent out there with Jalen Brunson, Anthony Edwards, and some of those guys.
Of course, Walker Crashler.
Yeah, one of our own.
Kessler from the Utah Jazz. Got some preseason NFL football tonight going on. Could be an interesting couple weeks. Raiders wide receiver Devontae Adams apparently got hurt a little bit tonight. Hopefully that's not too costly because Josh Jacobs is holding out. You can't afford to have a holdout and then an injury to your 2 stars. That would be catastrophic before the season even starts.
Our new affiliate, the Denver Broncos, they had a game today, and Russell Wilson connecting with Jerry Jeudy for what looked like a nice touchdown I saw today. So
yeah, I didn't see the final on that one, but I know they were up 10-3 early. And
yeah, they were playing the Cardinals. I'm sure I could find a final score for
I think it's still going. I think it's 10-0. They're in its 3rd quarter at this point. Run off the right side by the Bengals, stacked up by a host of Thunder players. Bridger Fleming, the last guy to get off the pile, in on the stop for this Thunder defense.
Packers went out there 36-19 against the Bengals tonight. Let's see Jordan Love, what his stat line was looking like. He went 7-10 for 46 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, but
Look at that. Sean Clifford, the Penn State quarterback, 20 of 28 for 208 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. So
yeah, it's just preseason.
Yeah, just preseason. But excited to see Jordan Love.
Once high school starts, like it has tonight, you start getting this preseason. College football will be firing up soon. That Utes Florida game on August 31st. That's going to be fun. Of course, Utah Tech's got to go to Montana State September 2nd. SUU goes to Arizona State on the August 31st.
Nice hit there by Riker Tuckness, but
BYU in the Big 12, Utah to follow next year. I still cannot believe how quickly the dominoes fell and the Pac-12 crumbled.
Man, I grew up watching the Pac-12. I mean, I grew up going to literally Stanford and Cal Berkeley games like they were in my backyard, and it's crazy to see how quick the Conference of Champions has crumbled, but who knows? Maybe we get some new rivalries. We'll get some new prime time games out of it. It's just
one
it's a
thing
shame.
we've learned: change in college football is inevitable at this point in time. Everybody's chasing that bag of TV money.
That dollar bill, man.
Third down, and they'll run it right up the middle after a nice play on second down, third and short. But Desert Hill stuffs that, so it's fourth down. No gain on the play, I don't think at all. It's right there near midfield. Clock now down to 3:34 and ticking, though, here in the fourth quarter. Brighton leading 34-14. They're going to win this football game. They'll get a little revenge from that 28-21 loss to Desert Hills last year. And with Crimson winning right now, handily over a 3A powerhouse in Morgan. Pineview winning. Snow Canyon's in a dogfight. Do we have a score update on the Warriors? That game was close. We know Hurricane lost and Dixie lost earlier today. We'll have all those finals for you a little bit later in our Region 9 recap show. Spencer Rodak will host. I'll be popping on to help with that as well, as he's got eyes on all the game. We'll have a complete wrap on the whole region. But first, we'll get you the Johnson Pediatric Dentistry post-game show. All the storylines from this game. Hand out some awards. We'll name our Jersey Mike sub of the game, as well as and now the first down. It was really close on that play, and they got the first down. So now Brighton can really just work the clock here under 3 to play.
So I got us a little score update. It looks like Pineview's up 22-19. So they're getting
tightest game in the region tonight.
Yeah, they're getting down to the final few minutes there in that fourth quarter. I'm trying to see if I can get us a exact clocking down, but 22-19, Pineview Panthers on top.
You might have to turn that on your phone. That game is streaming on the Fan Sports Network. I was trying to stream here in the broadcast booth at Desert Hills, but for some reason they've got the Wi-Fi I'm on is blocking me off YouTube.
Oh, you know how it is. Can't let those kids go on YouTube during the day.
Oh. You want to go watch the finish of that game, just go to our website, thefansportsnetwork.com. Also, it's on KSLSports.com. And there's another first down run by the Bengals. They're just going to keep it on the ground. Johnson's night passing probably done unless they try to maybe get one more first down if necessary here. But I wouldn't anticipate any more throws. And now a timeout taken by Brighton, and maybe just to get some more subs into the game. Or at Desert, actually, they pointed the wrong way. I think Desert Hills took that timeout. 2:20 left. 34-14 on the Wilkinson scoreboard. Mention our awards. As always, all season long for years and years, the Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker Play of the Game. I got one in mind for each team right now. And they're both offensive plays, but I could definitely still go defenses, as there's been some big plays on that side of the ball too. We'll officially name that in the post-game show.
So it does look like it's 22-19. Pineview does have the ball, so it looks like they're trying to.
Yeah, good buddy.
About 7:34 left there in the fourth quarter.
The third member of our morning show on the Fan Sports Networks, me and Connor, and then Paul. Paul Ratliff calling the action over there on that Pineview-Logan game. Again, like we said earlier, that would be a big win for the Panthers right out of the gate to get a win at home after going 0-9 last year. And Brock Harris is going to be a storyline all year long.
Yeah, I think Brock Harris, and yeah, I know you guys gave me a little bit of flack on it on the show, but I'm telling you, this is a good receiving core there for the Panthers. You talk about Brock Harris, Quincy Jones, Matt Acosta. I think there's a few guys there that, if they get things rolling, they got a good opportunity to surprise some teams in region this year.
No, I agree with you. I wouldn't give you flack. I just comparative to some of the other receiving receiving cores.
There's a lot of great receivers in this region, man.
Yeah, there is.
There's some talent.
Unfortunately, tonight for Desert Hills, we just really didn't get to see the potential of a JV Cummings.
Yeah.
Or some of the other receivers, and that was one of the big question marks. Every team had question marks going into the season, and I don't know that just 1 week will define an offense, but certainly the passing game is something they got to get straightened out at Desert Hills.
So I think it's going to be interesting to find out, what the situation is with Bo Wall. Is it a injury that got him benched for the rest of the game? Because after that first quarter, it seemed like Coach never really wanted to go back to him.
Dan Wismer targeted down the sideline and almost makes a one-handed grab. So they did take a shot there. Thought maybe they just worked the clock down, but it'll be 3rd down and 11 after the incompletion.
Wismer already with a beautiful one-handed catch for a touchdown today. So I held my breath a little bit when I saw him put that one paw up again.
Clock at 2:15, 3rd down. Thunder fans still making a little noise here. Definitely not going to win this game, but love to see the defense maybe give one more shot to the offense here before it's all said and done. Brighton, Johnson looking, gets rid of a crossing route, and he was wide open, and it just goes through the wickets. The intended receiver was Case Beams, who we saw come in and run a little wildcat play at quarterback, just one play, and he couldn't make that catch, and now the punt unit will have to come on for the Bengals.
Yeah, a little breath of fresh air for Desert Hills as they kind of say, all right, we gave you the underneath route, you dropped it, we'll take that, and they get lucky with a little bit of grace. They get the ball back. Now, again, game's probably not going to be won here. I don't think you're getting a total of 20 points in 2 minutes and 10 seconds, but what you can do is show some fight, show a little bit of character, show a little bit of moxie. I'd say get this ball back, and whether it's Garrett Grindell, whether it's Bo Wall, or hell, whether if it's Titan Mason, go ahead and let someone try to give you a little bit of a spark on offense.
That ball takes a big Bengal bounce down inside the 10 near the 5-yard line before it is down. So a lot of green turf in front of Desert Hills to change the final score here with just under 2 minutes to play in our Boulevard Home Game of the Week. One that was a great one between these two teams, a home and home last year up there, this year down here at Desert Hills High School. And a fun way to kick off the season if you're a Brighton fan, because they've got an explosive offense. This is a good Desert Hills defense. The one area that maybe is a little bit unproven, and they've made some moves in the secondary, but an experienced quarterback like Johnson, he's been spot on tonight. Grondell back out there. He'll hand off Mason, jump cut. And he'll feed his way off the right side and push the pile and get a couple. Out to the 10. It'll be a gain of 3, nearly 4. Clock will continue to tick, tick, tick down. And, well, they stopped the clock. So now the reset. I don't know why it stopped. Now it's continuing to tick. Grondell out of the shotgun. 4-man front for the Bengals. Twins to either side. Desert Hills definitely just running some plays, not trying to go hurry up tempo here. Grondell scrambling up the middle, rolling. Now he's going to tuck, run, 1st down, and out of bounds after a gain of 6, maybe 7. And he'll get it out to the 18, almost 19-yard line for a Finley Subaru 1st down. Go see the all-star lineup. Need a car. See why so many Subaru owners love their ride from the Outback to the new electric vehicle, the Solterra. They got a great selection on the all-star lineup over there at Finley Subaru. 1405 Sunland Driver. Check out the inventory on their website, finleysubaru.com. Out of the gun. Grondell looking to throw. Grondell has time, and he hits a slant route out across the 35-yard line. And there is Cummings Davian Cummings, who reels it in. And there's a little flash of what the potential in the passing game could look like.
Yeah.
Got to remember, this is Grondell's first season with the Thunder. He played for Hurricane last year, so he doesn't have a lot of chemistry and rapport like Johnson does with all his receivers coming back for the season.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and again, it's not a fair comparison between the two, but it's good to see some of the Bengals fans having some fun there in our Fan Sports Network live stream, starting to get some Bengals chants in the comments section. So, we appreciate you guys listening along and watching along. And hey, Brighton went out here and had a heck of a game, 34-14. Desert Hills, let's see if they got something here in the tank, but looking like it's going to be a rough opener to the season for the Thunder.
Yeah, you got a lot of the twos in here, getting the starters out of the game, and you're seeing Desert Hills move the ball out now to the 44-yard line. Brighton wants to get back on the bus and head back up north with a 1-0 start. And again, the revenge factor. And over the middle, another completion. Now Cyrus Polu, just his second catch of the night. So Cyrus is one of the few guys that play in both ways. Cyrus and Cummings, really the two guys that have went both ways for Coach Taps, making his debut as head coach. Again, it's not often you have to replace a head coach after a state championship season, but that was the case when Coach Rick Barry, who went 19-5 in 2 years here at D Hills, took the D coordinator position at Southern Virginia with Joe Dupay when he got the head coaching job. Quick shot outside, reception made. Anijah Cummings, the sophomore, younger brother to Javian, is going to weave his way up to the about the 43-yard line of Brighton. There was a flag thrown in the secondary, kind of behind the line of scrimmage there, and we'll await the call from our officials. The officials done a great job tonight. Gene Van Orden, Matt Hershey, Danny Parker, Gavin Larkin, Casey Peasley. Great crew tonight. And, I can remember having 20 years plus broadcasting high school openers, personal foul against Brighton, but I used the word flag fest a lot. It has not been a flag fest. Yes, there's been some calls both ways, few PIs, some offsides,
but they've all been justified.
Not a lot of holding. I don't think we've had one holding call tonight.
Well, yeah, again, it seems like every flag that they've thrown has, again, been justified. You had
I guess the point is these two coaches, I think, have some pretty disciplined teams. Certainly there's still some room for both these teams to clean up the penalties. You saw one there, but
Desert Hills is going to have to, I know Coach Taps is going to be smacking them a little bit. Being on the offense and defensive line, having two penalties each way, that's going to bite you.
Could be the final play of the game here, Connor, is clock under 10. They'll run it. And Mason,
well,
flag
there you go,
flies.
Devin.
Well, here come the flags.
Oh, here comes another one. You asked for a flag fest. They're giving it to you now.
Yeah, two flags on the same play there with now 1.4 seconds on the clock. So we're going to have one more play. And we'll sort this thing out, and Brighton's going to win this football game. Great way to start the season for Coach Sutera, Josiah Price, the OC. Coach Sutera, the defensive coordinator.
Yeah, you got to give these guys, you got to give them credit. They came all the way down here from Salt Lake City, played a game, had a little bit of a thunder delay, and they're going to have a nice trip back up north. Feeling like some winners, and again, credit to the Bengals. They just looked like the better team here tonight. They came out ready to play, and not to say that Desert Hills isn't who we thought they were, but week one, it looks like they're going to have to go back to the drawing board and figure some things out. They're getting graced here with another automatic first down. Maybe with 1 second left on the clock, you give yourself a little bit of credibility saves and take a shot to the end zone. Maybe see if you can get one of your guys a highlights.
Yeah, try to get a little bit of a spark, maybe a little bit of a boost for Grondell moving forward. They'll run the clock. They'll snap it. They will be the final play of the game. Into the end zone. Behind the defense, Anijah Cummings, and PI, I believe. And so I think we're going to have one untimed down here. If that ball comes out a little bit earlier,
that might have been a touchdown.
I think so, because Anijah had a couple steps on the defender.
That little wheel route got up on the corner there and wide open. I mean,
so they'll put it
Decent actual ball placement, I'll say there, though, because you knew your guy got a little bit too far into the end zone. You at least forced that contact. So, untimed down, one play, you get a shot for a touchdown to make this score look a little bit nicer as it goes up on the internet and things like that. But, again, I think if I'm Garrett Grondell and I'm looking at my guys, this is a chance for us to get better. What play can I go to? Which one of my guys can I trust? Who can I develop a little bit of connection here? Just look for anything positive to build off of this game here.
Grondell now out of the gun. One on-time down, so this will be the final play of the game. He's going to jump pass. His pressure's coming into the end zone, and it is caught. No, he's out of bounds, so the no score. It was caught, but out of bounds, and that'll do it for the ball game. Brighton has won at 34-14. Well, coming up, we'll have the Johnson Pediatric Dentistry post-game show. Let's take a 2-minute timeout. We'll come back with all of the awards, reaction. I'll look ahead at the schedule for both these teams, so don't go away, folks. But Brighton by 20 tonight here at Desert Hills High School on the Fan Sports Network and thefansportsnetwork.com.
First Ace Hardware is conveniently located in St. George on the corner of Bluff Street and St. George Boulevard with 30,000 square feet of lawn and garden, paint, tools, fabrics, sporting goods, and the most complete nut and bolt section in town. First General Store, the Big Ace store on Bluff and on Main in Cedar City.
We are Utah's financial outfitter, and we're here when it's time for your business to climb higher. Cache Valley Bank, mountains await. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
As a local
Appreciate
business
Dr.
owner,
Cody and his staff at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry. They make your kids feel right at home with all your dental needs. As always, new patient special over there, the exam, the x-rays, the cleaning. Well, you watch TV at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry. And, of course, just $79. Call 435-656-0511. And we are live here to wrap it all up. And this game's been over really for a while, but the final score finally in the books, 34-14. And a couple things really stand out. One, Jack Johnson's the real deal. This kid can sling it.
Yeah.
Over 304 touchdowns passing tonight. Wismer, huge performance tonight. Then on the other side of the equation, I mean, defensively, Miles Morgan's a dude. And this offense and defensive line, I'm not going to name them all, but they played great tonight in the trenches, holding the defending state champs to just 14 points, creating 2 turnovers, both interceptions, one on a tip, the other one on just a good read on a drop out into the flat in front of a curl route. And so Brighton, 9-2 last year, lost in the second round of the 5A playoffs. But this is a team, I think, that could be poised for a deeper run this year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like I said, last year they had a little bit of that revenge in their mouth, you know. Not only did they have a good season last year, they beat the team that beat them in the playoffs. Olympus beat them 28-20, but they took care of Olympus in the season. So, you know, there was a little bit of that spite in there. I'm telling you, man, this Brighton team, we're going to be seeing them in a few months here down the line when that state tournament's rolling off. They're going to be a good team, and they got a long way to go. But they got some key players there, a big offensive line, a big quarterback who takes care of the ball. I'm impressed by that Brighton Bengals team.
You know, Ocean Taufa, I mean, a dude tonight, right? Like defensively.
D-U-D-E.
Yeah,
all caps.
Double-digit tackles, 3 TFLs, and a sack tonight for OSHA. He is your Mountain Land Supply defensive play of the game.
Oh, yeah.
Player of the game.
No doubt. I mean, he was all over the freaking field, just taking care of business. You talk about what he was doing in the run game, talk about what he did in the pass game, just kind of containing that pressure. Anytime they try to roll out right, Johnson saw, 27's coming at me. I got to be careful. And Ocean Taufa, he took care of business there for the Desert Hills Thunder. Just not enough to get the job done tonight.
Yeah. And Titan Mason, new to Desert Hills High School, junior running back.
Did he pass the test?
I think he moved down. As you'll see on our live stream, some highlights. We'll roll back some of the highlights. This is Titan Mason's first touchdown of the game.
First carry of the game.
His first carry of his debut. His first touch as a Thunder player.
I was going to say, so does he pass his Thunder test?
We need to tell people that this kid was at Logan High School, and he did rush for over 1,000 yards as a sophomore. So this is not a kid that has no experience, but he's a new player, new teammates, new town, a lot of changes. But one thing is for sure, this kid can run the rock.
Oh, yeah. And again, we saw it twice. The first run where a little 38-yard touchdown, but I think nothing says it more than that 61-yard touchdown he had there in the second half. Breaks up through the middle, shows a little shimmy move on a guy, and just finishes it off with a beautiful stiff arm. I mean, he took care of business on the ground.
But Jack Johnson, I mean, and this tight end is a weapon. Miles Peters, 2 touchdown receptions tonight. Wismer had 2 touchdown receptions. Johnson throws for 4. And no question, your Hearst Ace Hardware player of the game for Brighton is the quarterback, Jack Johnson. That's undeniable tonight. I mean, he just spreads the ball around. Just the back shoulder throw, the timing, the chemistry, he's experienced.
And that's the thing, because it's easy to say, like, oh, yeah, the quarterback deserves player of the game when he has 4 touchdowns. And sometimes you're like, well, what about the receiver? But no, receivers make good catches. That ball was placed beautiful, though.
Yeah.
Johnson put that ball where only his receivers can make that play, and that's why, for me, I got to give him the player of the game.
Again, it was 27 unanswered points after Desert Hills scored first to make it 7-0. Then the lightning delay hit, 30-minute delay, and then 27 straight before Titan.
It's important.
17 carries, 169 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He's got to be your Hearst Ace Hardware player of the game for the Desert Hills Thunder on offense, and then now Ocean Taufa, of course, on defense.
Yeah, you take care of business like that. This is a guy who we're going to be calling out a lot more rushing touchdowns as the season goes. And again, big test for the Hill, for Desert Hills Thunder. It's not like Brighton was a bad team. This was a team that is going to be competing here in the next 4 months for a state championship.
It will be interesting to see moving forward what the quarterback situation looks like. Bo Wall got the start, played the first quarter, threw a pick, didn't return. Grondell goes the second, third, and fourth quarter. Grondell's final number, 7 of 16, 45 yards and an interception. So certainly quarterback play is something Desert Hills is going to have to improve in that area, no matter who it is moving forward. And that starts with the line and the snap and the exchange. And there's a Scooter's Coffee sack there on Bo Wall. And I'm wondering if that hit right there is kind of what maybe shook him up, because it was kind of right after that, towards the end of the first quarter, he never came back. So you hope he's okay.
I saw him on the sideline. It looked like maybe he was grabbing at that shoulder collarbone area. So hopefully he's all right. Got to get it figured out. I mean, this isn't Noah Fuatololo anymore. You got a couple new guys at quarterback, and it'll be interesting. I know.
We'll have to check on the injury. We don't know.
Yeah, I know Stu Taufa is getting recruited to play some more interior offensive line. I wonder, though, for the sake of the team, if they consider putting him back outside.
Yeah, we did see him move to guard, played some guard, brought Bully in at center. You pinpointed that early in the broadcast. That's what the preseason's for, to find out, where you want guys to go that are multidimensional, like a Stu Taufa can be, like a Cyrus Polu can be. This is an interception right there. And this came in that first quarter, and a nice read there by Miles Morgan. 190-pound linebacker that's a playmaker. And the other stat I want to point out, we've got some stats brought to you by Adams Wealth Advisors. Javian Cummings leading the way in the receiving corps for Desert Hills, 3 catches, 39 yards. Pretty modest there for Cummings. I think we're going to have some bigger performances from him later in the year, though. I think, he's got big play potential, CC.
Yeah, I think they got to just kind of get that playbook opened up a little bit, figure out what works for them, as far as protection, dropbacks, and things like that.
This is a PI call that went uncalled, but they were targeting Wismer a lot. And the secondary was okay tonight. They were in position, but because of the back shoulder, they just were not able to stop Johnson from going off for big things. And it was rough for Grondell when he came in. As you can see, another big sack there by the Bengals. That one by Dylan Thomas, who had a nice night tonight. We mentioned his name a few times during the broadcast. As for our give you the honors, anything stand out? The nominees, what do you kind of the 40-yard touchdown for Thompson. I love the one-handed catch by Wismer.
That was a beautiful touchdown. But for me,
that big hit right there by Ocean Taufo could be a nominee as well. A ton of them.
Yard run. I mean, that thing was a run of beauty. Like I said, he just showed a little mix of everything you want in a running back. Showed me some ball carrier vision. Showed me a little bit of shimmy, and then showed me a physical finish.
All right, let's go with your appliance wholesalers. But it could have been that pick, 2 picks tonight for Miles Morgan. He was a difference maker. There's the one-handed catch. So plenty of great nominees for both these teams tonight. But we'll go with that 61-yarder. That was the longest play of the game from scrimmage. So can't disagree with that. That long run by Titan Mason, running back for the Thunder. Your appliance wholesalers plus playmaker play of the game. And obviously a lot of fun. So, man, oh man, this is one of those games where a lot of things to address, a lot of things to look at here inside our post-game show. And obviously want to thank a lot of our great sponsors tonight. And you see their ads, you hear their ads, but one of our great sponsors, State Bank of Southern Utah. Experience the difference in hometown banking locations all over Southern Utah for personalized banking. Great rates. Get on over there, open an account up today. There's drawing board for Desert Hills and excitement for Brighton fans. We got one more award to hand out. That's our Jersey Mike's sub of the game. And CC, Garrett Grondell, coming in there, 7 of 16, 45 yards. I'm trying to think of not late in that game, but really a lot of the starters and the stars made a lot of the big plays tonight. So probably Garrett Grondell coming in. Still not a great performance, but maybe due to injury, we don't know. We'll have to talk with Desert Hills coaching staff, see if Bowall's okay. Maybe he wasn't anticipating playing all tonight. If that's the case, got thrown in there and excited to see him in the game.
Yeah, and honestly, as a quarterback, you kind of got to just take those opportunities and be grateful for them. You don't always get a shot to go out there and show your stuff. So Garrett Grondell gets a chance to go out there. Not the best showing in his first week, but I've seen some guys go out there and have terrible week ones and then go out and have Heisman campaign type seasons. So let's go ahead and see if Garrett Grondell can rebound. Let's see if the Desert Hills Thunder can rebound. Good win by the Brighton Bengals, though, tonight. Well deserved.
Yep, that's going to do it for our Johnson Pediatric Dentistry post-game show. Big Score Dessert's on. A lot of our region teams going over 25 points tonight. So Holbrook Asphalt, Big Score Dessert going on over at Yogurtland. And, of course, you can get 5 ounces free frozen yogurt loaded up with your favorite toppings. If you go over a little 5 ounces, don't worry. Just pay a little bit extra. Take advantage of that. Again, first broadcast this season. We're so excited to partner with a lot of local businesses. Boulevard Home, our title sponsor. Wilkinson's House of Lighting, our scoreboard sponsor. The final score tonight, again, 34-14. Appreciate Cache Valley Bank. We've got so many great people helping out with the broadcast, and look forward to highlighting those businesses all season long. For Connor Collins, I'm Devin Dixon. We're going to take a extended break. We'll take a 3-4-minute timeout, and we'll get going with the Region 9 recap show. We're going to be sticking around late for you, so if you're just leaving games from around town or around the state, stay tuned on radio for the Region 9 recap show. Spencer Rodak will start getting you all the stats, all the final scores. We'll run down all of that, and look forward to bringing you more of the coverage here on the opening night for our region teams. Looks like we're going to be 3-4 or 4-3, somewhere in that range on Region 9 games. I don't have all the final scores in front of me right now, so we'll figure that out. We'll see what it ends up doing. Are all the games final yet, CC?
Not yet. I think Pineview is still in the middle of an injury timeout. Crimson did finish up. That game is final, and the Crimson beat Morgan. I believe that was a final score of 35-15. Right now, Pineview is whooping. It is 43-19 with 2:51 left. So Pineview is looking like they're going to go ahead and get their first win of the season. First win in 2 seasons for the Panthers.
That's a big deal. Big deal. No question. Stick around. Lots more coming up, but extended timeout. And then stay tuned on the radio side. Here's the Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker Play of the Game that will end on this run by Titan Mason. But it was the Bengals that are celebrating as they go to 1-0. And the Thunder will have to turn around and try to get it figured out for next week. And this is a tough preseason schedule as Desert Hills will now go to Lehigh next week. Another big 5A school, perennial powerhouse. And there's dealer collision. Big hit there by Hunter Clark, but defenseless receiver. Dusty, great job. Spencer in the studio. For Connor Collins, I'm Devin Dixon. Thanks for watching. All of our great sponsors. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time on the Fan Sports Network, where, again, Brighton gets the win over Desert Hills.